Now that is an old intro.
Now,
That is an old intro. That is one of the early ones. I just picked one of my intros at random.
that is brilliant. Love
Yeah,
it.
That's a brilliant intro.
It is. Love the music, everything.
I had to change the music in one of my intros for Wednesday because the intro I've used it from is fine because it was a free piece of music. But for some reason, because it was on a Tremors clip, they claimed the music as well, even though the music came
Which they're
from a
not
free
supposed
stock.
to do. They're not
Exactly.
supposed to do
So it was
that,
really, really weird.
That was
So
a
I had
bit
to
naughty.
just change I had to re-upload it just to do the test to see if it was okay to use. So hi, boys and girls, lads and lasses. This unfortunately is not going to be too late a stream because remember what I've had since Wednesday night, and I'm still recovering. My wife calls it PD cramps because my stomach is literally that bad. It just feels achy. So sorry, not my stomach, my keg.
Yeah.
I was actually on Ruined Leon's channel, and he was talking about this nutcase therapist that tells you if you intentionally use weight, you're fat phobic. And I'm saying, well, I used to actually be proud of my six pack. I'm more proud of my keg.
The washing drum.
Yes, exactly. I know this was nothing to do with beer. This is not a beer gut. This is pure food. I'm okay with food, and I can't test it too much for that because it's also so. We'll not be too late tonight, boys and girls, ladies and gents, guys and girls. I'm just still. If you don't know what I said, then that's a good thing.
Ready to go.
I've got my pick as well, so I couldn't go out. So it's my delivery of the week. So I got my delivery.
Lovely. Yeah.
So let's start at the top. So, hi, Colin.
Hey, Colin. Welcome back.
Just general geekiness. That's what I started the stream is. Just talk and see where it goes. We used to actually do a movie on a Saturday and then a TV show on a Wednesday. And then we realised that Saturday it used to ramble all over the place. So we just thought, cut the movies, get rid of the movies, just
anything
actually
goes.
Just talk, anything goes. Because there's going to be something every week, somebody's want to talk about.
Yeah, well, Saturday is definitely our squirrel stream.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely. Hey,
hi, Kelly.
How you doing?
And Kelly, I was reading your one earlier on about the food. Yes.
We got John Coogan.
Don't get me started on pizza. Hey, Miranda.
I'm just.
Man, I am jonesing for some New York pizza so bad.
Yeah,
hey, John.
You guys have been talking lots
of
like American stuff this week, haven't you?
Seems like it. Yeah, it seems we sort of go in different. We're talking Galaxy bars now.
Yes, or jelly tots. Oh, jelly tots. Even Jaffa's. That's my favourite. What do you class a Jaffa cake? As a biscuit or a cake? This was a big thing in the time.
Yes, it's a big. It's still a big sort of debate, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it a biscuit or is it a cake?
It's because it's to do with taxing. Biscuits get taxed, cakes don't. So, although they're called Jaffa cakes, they're classed as biscuits. Because, and it's all to do with the softness. So, cakes meant to be soft, biscuits meant to be more crispy. It's not soft center thingy. Whereas a Jaffa cake, some people say, well, it's quite spongy.
So they don't tax Jaffa cakes then?
That's why if it gets classed as a cake, it'll get taxed.
Oh, so the cakes get taxed. Gotcha.
Cakes, yeah, and biscuits.
But it must be taxed then because it's
no.
It's
they
more
call
cakey.
It a Jaffa cake, but they class it as a biscuit because although it's foamy, it's not soft like a cake.
Yeah.
There's a big debate about it. There always is, but I love Jaffa cakes. I
like Jaffa
before
cakes.
My wife trained me better. I used to I opened a packet of Jaffa cakes, and that was it done. So I would just sit there,
Yeah.
And that literally to the very bottom. And
They are that type of a treat. Yeah.
Yes.
You can eat a whole package. Yeah.
Yes. It's the Pringles of the biscuit world. Once you pop, you can't stop.
Yeah, Kelly's saying, to be honest, they don't look overly appetizing. It's interesting because I'm not like a massive Jaffa Cake fan. I do enjoy them once in a while, but I am more like I like the wheaty biscuits. I like the hobnobs and those type of biscuits. I don't really like
one is an Abernethy. It's a sweeter digestive.
Oh, okay. I see. I love the regular digestives as well.
I love the regular
wonderful.
digestives, but an Abernethy is just slightly sweeter. It's almost in between a shortbread and a digestive.
Okay.
Sits in there. It's a slightly sweeter digestive, and I love the Abernethys. I could eat them all the time.
I don't think I've had those.
Oh, you need to try them. And yes, Grandma's correct. Jaffa jelly tots are absolutely they're nice.
Try to picture what those look like.
Jelly tots, wee teeny bits.
They're not like jelly babies.
No, wee teeny bits of jelly coated in like sugar. Just wee drops of jelly.
Oh, okay. No, I've not. I don't know if I've had those.
No,
I love jelly babies.
Because of the name, as in baby tot.
That's why I wondered if it was like a crossover thing or something.
No, it's just wee lumps of jelly. One of these days, next time I'm out, I'll pick up some so you can see.
Yeah, you can say, these look good, don't they?
This is the packet I used to have jelly tots in. I think I've kept one. Packets that size, empty.
I'd have to try one to sort of compare, yeah.
Yeah, do you know how much I love jelly babies? I don't know if I've still got them in my drawer.
Yeah, we do love jelly babies. They are lovely.
I need to take my
ones with the powder on. Yeah, really nice.
I used to put so much junk. We wanted to later for, but I love my jelly babies that much. I like them in paper bags. So when I buy the plastic bags, I empty them. So I do, and put them in paper. Mr. Tom Baker, like, so I got a packet of paper bags for my jelly babies. So I'm just trying to tidy all my junk up.
Oh my god, we're going to get off on snacks again tonight. That's it.
I know.
I'm having my dessert. Dessert tonight is Merlot and dark chocolate. I think it's like a bubble.
Well, my dessert tonight is
Galaxy
Iron
Bubble or whatever.
And plenty of water.
Oh, bless you. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to be on the water tonight.
I've been drinking a lot of water. It's just I was laughing. I just could not help myself laughing because I was watching Friday Night Tights, and when Az went off in one, I was noting myself. I'm sitting there thinking,
I missed that bit. I did. We did watch some of it.
It was about 13 minutes in. It wasn't too late. It was literally quite early on. So it was, and he just went off on how bad he had been, and he basically it was very descriptive. Let's put it that way. And my wife went, "Why would he say that to everybody in the world?" That's just Az. I thought, yep, that's me. I'm glad I'm not the only one in the world that's felt like that in the last 24 hours. I was really bad. But
well, when you hit that level, you are definitely being more open with everybody.
Yes, it's only because Az did, so I don't need to describe it. I just point him to Az. He described it.
Okay.
Yeah, those interested in the TMI part of it, you can just go.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Dolly mixtures as well, unless it's a Doctor Who monster. The Betty Bassett man, I still call him that. It was the Candyman they called it, but to me it was the Betty Bassett man, which was just a bunch of Dolly mixtures stuck together.
Yeah, we had such fun doing that on
yes,
Mr. Hyde's Script Doctors. That particular episode, we had so much fun that I always associate that one now with joy, because that was such a fun time. Yeah, and I never really pay that much attention to that story because I thought it just looked very cheesy, but it's actually quite an interesting story. It's quite dark.
Yeah,
It's quite an
I'm just
Orwellian
trying
type.
to find. Years back, we created dress up for my nephew and niece. I did a Dalek.
Oh.
Surprise, surprise. And my ex had created one for. Oh, where is it? It's Pound to a Penny. I've lost the thing. But I created a Dalek for my nephew, and my ex had created a Bertie Bassett one for my niece. And I'm just trying to find it. And it's one of those things, she's trying to find them afterwards. It's never fun. Oh, terrible. And I'm not going to be able to look for it because I'll just have
I'm just
to
looking for
see
something
here.
here as well.
Yeah.
Abby's. Ta-da. Where did you go? You're hiding. I just downloaded something and it's gone.
Right,
Bye
so
then. It's gone.
Whoa.
That sounds interesting.
Somebody fall off the pot. Right, so I can't find it. If what I'll do is I'll look through all my stuff another time and bring it up. So
Dolly mixtures. No, I'm not familiar with those.
Dolly mixtures is basically Bertie Bassett Dolly mixtures. It's basically candy on top of licorice, or wrapped in licorice, or licorice in the middle. It's basically Bertie.
All sorts. I love all sorts. I do love those. Licorice all sorts.
It's all sort of an idea. So Dolly mixtures.
It's like a mix.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've frozen again, PJ.
Can everybody see me?
You're back now. You're back now,
But
you were sort of like you were doing like a thriller.
It's okay. So Dolly mixtures and Bertie Bassett and licorice all sorts. Dolly mixtures there's no licorice in it. It's the ones that are the small square candy. They're basically square, or else you get the circular ones with coated. It's like white candy.
Yeah, so it's coated around, or you
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so it's the small ones. So I got to do them. It's basically the Dolly mixtures. I eat loads of the licorice all sorts is the Bertie Bassett monster. So I'm not a big one for licorice stuff. Yeah,
yeah, licorice is like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. It's got
there are different levels of licorice as well. So there's the licorice you get here in UK. That's actually okay. But if you go to Finland and it's like, I want some licorice, you just go like, what the hell is this? Well, they do some really great licorice up there.
Yeah. They do all sorts without the licorice.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, that man. Yeah, I don't know. My internet sometimes seems to be coming and going. I've noticed it in the last wee while. So I noticed it last week. My stuff was actually, it had gone, it was fuzzy, which means it was a poor connection, which is just unfortunate because it's bloody typical. When I wanted to get a good screen, it wasn't getting a good screen because I did a couple of box opening stuff and it looked okay until I used a different camera. Then it went blurry, and I realised last Saturday's was as blurry as it was with the cheap camera.
Yeah, definitely today I noticed my cam is not being happy when it's running for too long. It really overheats. So if I'm holding, that is actually burning. And it literally has nothing around it to heat it up extra, other than the fact that we have very nice temperatures here in the UK at the moment. I still think I'm about 21 degrees Celsius, so 72 Fahrenheit, perhaps.
It's just because you're overly hot.
I'm always hot, but
Yeah. I am starting to feel better because over the next couple of days, I've got time off work, and then next week I go for 2 weeks holiday. Good thing is,
Ooh. Going
Wednesday
anywhere?
streams may falter, but the Saturday streams will be fine because my wife's away down to the London to the Chelsea Flowers show over the
Oh, I bet
weekend.
that's
So
fab. I'd love to go down
yeah,
to that.
well, my mother-in-law is a big Flowers fan. She loves that. So my wife's going down with her. So that Saturday in between when my holiday, I'll be here. So
I'm not like a huge gardener, but I do love to watch the flower show. It's so fascinating to see what people come up with.
cheers, Grandma. I'm trying to be a good boy. So, like for instance, I had a meal, but no onion rings and all the stuff that might actually set my stomach off again.
All the
I've
good
been-
stuff, in other words.
all the good stuff. All the good stuff. I went no, and that's what he was saying. I'm gonna stop at that. I'm assuming so. Either that or else Went has actually brought out the bad boy.
The bad boy. You mean Nosferatu?
That's what I said. I don't like using his name.
He's like Beetlejuice.
Aye,
Nosferatu.
you see him one
Nosferatu.
too many. See, there you go.
Nosferatu.
Beetlejuice.
I've got
He's
him. I've
my
got the team up
buddy.
there. I've got the
He's
team
my
up there.
buddy, yeah.
I've got the Cylon. I've got Godzilla. I've got the Wolfman. I've got Ash. So I've got the team handy. The four of them should be about manage. That is
Don't tip
terrible.
my
Look
wine
at
over.
that. That
Definitely don't
corn's
spill the wine.
That corn's going to have words said to him. Horrible. Go
Uh-oh.
back to the black screen.
Uh-oh. I have to go let's see what the comments say. Happy Honest Bowl Saturday. Yeah, Mr. Hyde said it's really warm. Oh
Yeah.
God. It's not
Well,
very
it's clammy here. It's clammy. The baby is gorgeous. So he is.
yeah.
So, yes.
They both
My
well.
daughters, yes, the two of them are really good. My daughter's still just trying to get organised. It's just
Yeah.
obviously no his first baby organised. My
Oh,
son-in-law's going to be going away to see the football because he'd booked the tickets well in advance because he hadn't been for the last month. But Rangers got through, so he's got tickets to go. And my ex is going to be babysitting with my daughter. So they're
Aw.
looking forward to things calming down because of we're big families.
Yeah.
Son-in-law's big family as well. It's just a case of it needs to sort of settle down so they've got a bit of routine behind it. But yes, he's just as gorgeous.
Oh, you might be slightly biased.
I might be slightly biased, but I don't think so. Everybody I've said I may be biased, but have agreed with me, so I'm okay with that. Yes, fair enough. It was my wife, it was my daughter, it was my sister. But they agreed with me. I'm just about to organise getting a big canvas made of one of my favourite pictures. I don't know what one yet because I've got a few and I need to actually do it. So I'll get the picture once they come to visit. Once they come to visit, he can actually take one of my. He can actually play with my toys. Don't care if he's actually only 2 months old. He can play with my toys. I'll say, right, this one's Ash, and this one's a Wolfman. This one's Godzilla.
Oh,
This one's a Dalek. This one's a Cyberman. This is the Doctor. You're not getting him. Aye. This is William Hartnell. You're not getting him.
It'll be interesting to see if the wee lad actually has the same pair of Daleks as you had in your early years.
See, I doubt it because over a saturation nowadays makes them less fearful. Whereas I saw them only on Doctor Who when they appeared on Doctor Who Live at the time. So the next week they're going to be more Daleks. Oh my God! And according to my mother, I was terrified of them when a neighbour's child got one that he could sit in, like a pedal car, Dalek, inflated round it, and he was driving down, I wouldn't go out to play because there was a Dalek out there. Ah. So nowadays, because there's all the figures, I can't imagine it, because you would see the figures first before he gets to see the Daleks, and you would see that no matter how powerful they are, the Doctor can gub them, and that's the most important thing. The Doctor's the hero. Obviously, I know people call it classic Who, but it's not. It's actually Doctor Who. The rest of it's just crap. And I've been told if they stop calling it, if they either keep calling it New Who, or the new Doctor Who, and stop calling it Who. But I can't stop myself. So
Yeah,
I will.
I'm
Take
just
a slap.
so
I will take a slap.
those chats. Yeah, I'm like, I don't care. I'm done.
No, that's it. That's like, for instance, John's logo. That's my
proper
Doctor.
Doctor Who.
That's my Doctor logo. I've got
That's proper Doctor Who.
with the exact same logo.
Especially
And
when the big tune comes up.
anytime I think Doctor Who logo, that's the one I think.
Mm.
So I do. Cranberry Jaffa's cakes the other day. Cranberry.
I didn't know they did like flavored Jaffas. Oh, here we go. Jaffa cakes.
Or biscuits.
I'm with John there. I think they're cake.
See, I've always classed them as biscuit cakes because they're called cakes. But there has been that whole thing. They're either biscuits because they're harder, and that's all it's been about. And I always thought it was just a marketing ploy with the Jaffa cakes are biscuits. They're not cakes. But until I realised later on that is because if they're classed as cakes, they get taxed on them.
You see, for me, cakes is something you slice up, you put on a plate, you have a teaspoon, and you take several chunks out of it.
What about a Bakewell tart?
That's more a pie. That's a pie. That's an apple brambly pie.
But that's classed as a cake because you take it out and it's a cake. Or what about a French fancy?
Still a pie.
That's a wee square piece of foam covered in icing with a wee bit of cream on top, which I love.
Yeah, they're delicious. No, I consider them pies, but I'm not the one paying the taxes for them. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't care. For me, a Jaffa cake, because the way they come served, they're a biscuit. They're like a digestive. They're any other biscuit you can think of that is meant for sweetness or like afternoon tea.
Yeah. See,
I'm with
Jaffa cakes are so confusing, but yes, as I said, they are the Pringles. Once you pop, you cannot stop.
Oh, don't get me started on Pringles. Yeah, I can just,
We've come across something that's nicer
mainline
than Pringles.
those, basically.
I do like Pringles, but I came across something that's nicer than Pringles. I will need to go and get them. It's actually Doritos. They do them in the box. They do them in the tub. A triangular tub. Some of the flavors I do not like, but the cheese flavor.
We got some of those the other day. Yeah, they were good.
And the triangle in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cheese one is absolutely amazing. I would rather have them than Pringles, and that's saying a lot because I love cream cheese. What is it?
Sour cream.
Sour cream. The sour cream. I love the sour cream Pringles.
Mm-hmm.
But I
I'm more of a savory. I'm more of a savory snacker, so I love my crisps and.
There's Ian there.
Doritos are probably the top.
Jaffa cakes as well.
Doritos are the top of the tree.
Yeah. And waiting for season 2, because I did hear, I was actually in the chat for the fathers. Couldn't come in, but I was in the chat, and I know you said the season 2's eventually going to turn up. You want it. And if you're looking for a heavy Scots guy, cheapy big man, come ahead. I'm cheap. I work for Haggis.
Oh. No thanks.
And they were talking about British food. And the father says fish and chips, he wants to try it. And Ian had actually rightly corrected him.
I'd be
Fish
like,
and chips
I'll
is
do
an
it.
old-fashioned thing. It is now tikka masala. It's curries are the British food
Mm-mm.
of choice now. And it's
That's
the same
pretty
up Scotland.
trippy.
So
Yeah.
haggis, neeps and tatties, yes, but I would rather have a curried haggis. Basically, as we go into the chip shop, you get a deep fried haggis, curry sauce over the top of it, because we're Chinese and Indian. Absolutely delish. So thank you, Ian, for correcting them.
Mm.
Yes, because we don't actually go with what the class is the British thing. Although tikka masala was actually created in London. That's what I heard. It was
I have
created in
heard
London. It was
something
the
like
curry, and somebody
Yeah.
wanted something a bit different, and the only thing they had that they could add into it was it wasn't ketchup; it was tomato soup, and that's where the tikka masala came in because it's with a tomato base.
tomato
to it.
base. Mm.
So and that's where it accordingly. It's the same as pakora. Is not an Indian thing. I was told that was it was either in Edinburgh or in London before I started. It's basically it was a case of deep fry, and that's why I think it's a Scottish thing. Whereas we got the nice food with the spices, and we just deep fried it.
Has
You
anybody
have
done deep fried Jaffas yet?
I've not tried a deep fried Jaffa.
Oh
Curly
my.
Wurly, yes.
Every time I hear that, I always think of Naveed now from Still Game.
That's the one. The one with the vein.
Yeah.
It's not a Curly Wurly. It's actually made of It's that you eat, feed them 5 of them, you manky thing. Get my shop. Yeah, manky bam. Get my shop.
Oh
Yeah.
God, wonderful show.
They did do a Jaffa cake. You used to be able to buy them as a birthday cake, a Jaffa cake. You used to buy the big enormous Jaffa cake as a birthday
Yeah.
cake.
Miranda said earlier they used to make like a big Jaffa, and and Kelly was saying deep fried Oreos. I have never had a deep fried Oreo, but I absolutely love Oreos. Those are just oh my God, those are so
the
good.
thing is with Oreos, I like the centre. I'm not keen on the
on the wafer
dark.
thing, yeah, the biscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the centre. So yes, I'll go.
Done.
I
Oh
can't
no, I
even
like
feed them to the dog after I've taken the middle out of them.
there is a whole ritual. You have to just turn it just so, twist it, and you get one side of the wafer off. You dunk that in your coffee, and you eat that, and then you have the filling out, and then you dunk the other wafer in your coffee, and you have that. That's my ritual with
Yeah,
them.
see, my ritual with coconut creams is very similar. Obviously, the coconut creams is a wee bit harder. It's not as soft as the Oreos, but yes, the twist, so it splits, dunk it, and then just then dunk the other part. And coconut creams, I love. I love custard creams. I love ginger creams, but coconut creams are my favourite. Coconut anything. And dark chocolate digestives, yes.
Yes, those are very special. Those are wonderful.
Yeah. Anything orange flavoured is too sweet. Or Jaffers or Cointreau. There's a wee bit of a mix there. Yes, I'll have a bite of a Cointreau and I'll have a drink of Jaffa.
Well, I think most countries have these biscuits with the creamy filling in between, and like you said, when it's like the twist the top off, and then you have like nice juicy stuff. You dunk it into your coffee or tea, and it's absolutely delicious.
chocolate
Yeah,
hobnobs.
chocolate
as well.
hobnobs. Yeah, hobnobs.
Even
Anything.
gumdrops. I love gumdrops as well.
I
As
have
long
a.
as it's not the black gumdrops, I
Mm.
find them a wee bit sour.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of gumdrops. I prefer jelly babies to gumdrops, if I'm honest. My dad used to love gumdrops. He used to like those.
The sporty ones, the wee cricket bats and all that, you used to get all them, but they were a bit topping. Whereas I like the midget gems and the American hard gums. I love them,
Mhm.
but the gumdrops, anything except the black ones, were absolutely delicious.
I'm just reading what Mr. Hyde put in. Suddenly I want chocolate. I know, sorry.
And that's the
I
worst
know.
part
That's
once we start this.
That's what I'm doing at the moment. Is
Do you
I'm
remember
on
the
the wine and
chocolate?
chocolate.
Remember the
So.
chocolate ad? The milk tray. Dong. It was the like James Bond. All because the lady loves milk tray.
Oh,
You remember those ads? God.
Oh
Caramel
yeah,
red wine
red
and
wine
dark
and chocolate.
chocolate. Yeah.
That's it. That's what's
Did somebody
happening.
mention Iron Brew? I don't know who
Red
would
wine
mention
and
Iron
dark
Brew.
chocolate. You can't go wrong.
Oh no,
Have
that's
you seen the adverts I've been posting? The taste. Well, it's a bit like bubble gum. That is true. You
It
ask
is
somebody how
bubblegum,
you
yeah.
describe how to describe
Yep.
Iron Brew.
It tastes a
Everybody will
little
give
bit.
you a different taste. It.
Yeah, I think it does taste like bubblegum. It like in specifically a specific type of bubblegum. You know, like
No,
the
a
older
bubbly.
brands of bubblegum. But it's not fizzy, or is it? No.
What, a hubbly bubbly?
That's it. We're all going back out to the shop.
yeah.
A bubbly.
Yes.
Remember the bubblies?
We were just shopping this morning, and we went down the confectionery aisle as one must do, and picked up a few little odds and ends. But yeah. See, I like the fruit pastels. Those are my sort of.
I like these. These are my favorite.
I still need to sort you guys out with the care package.
Fruit salad
You get some nice Swedish stuff.
or black
Oh,
bits.
sounds lovely. Mm.
Or
Yeah, Miranda's a fan of the Iron Brew.
yes.
PJ's got Iron Brew running through his veins.
Yep.
It's just
One of these.
he runs on Iron Brew.
One of these days, I'll show. Like, obviously, I've seen bits and pieces. I've got my Iron Brew. I've got Iron Brew towels. I've got Iron Brew flip flops, and I've got Iron Brew iPhone extenders. Basically, the selfie sticks. So anytime, and I used to have the Iron Brew glasses, but I only won one set of those, and I gave them away. Anytime Iron Brew's got competitions, because the amount of Iron Brew, I think I used to win about 7 or 8 of the prizes. So flip flops, I had 6 pair of flip flops. The towels, I had about 10 of the towels, and the selfie sticks, I had at 1 point 15. Took them down the car boot sale and sold them. Found, here you go. Basically, yes, I've still got bits and pieces lying around of them, and I do like them, even though I've never gone out and really bought them. I've always won them, and I do love my Iron Brew stuff.
What?
Well, let's put it this way. I don't know. You'll have to rewind and actually tell us, because
another word for that is wine and chocolate. That's just about
on
the
same
kind
level.
of the same thing, isn't it?
It's quite the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
At least we're not talking the flake advert.
Or that flake advert that actually used to get the Mickey taken out of it all the time.
Oh, just the
The
character.
licorice sauce monster.
Yeah, the Candyman. That's the licorice salt monster. One of the worst
The Candyman.
monsters in Doctor Who
I always think
history. Right
of
up
Sammy
until they
Davis
brought
Jr.
Doctor Who. Wait, with that Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah, Candyman.
The Candyman can Again,
That was such
again.
an awesome song.
Yep.
Miss those days.
Yep. Gilbert, where's Gilbert?
Get
Gilbert.
mad.
Right. Why is my system?
I was
My
saying
system's
that
going
earlier.
mental.
I have never laughed so hard, honestly. That was so funny.
Yeah. Well, just think, that's what I was saying. See, the new Doctor stuff. I think, see what Chibnall did with the American politics, American politicians, as in the Spider one that you had, it was meant to be Trump. Because of his attitude, RTD's attitude for the BBC, as in the BBC should be stealing our money just so they can make what they want to make without caring about getting funding for it. He's going to actually do the same for the Conservatives because he's already mouthed that on the stand, basically saying you need to get these Conservatives out because they're stealing the BBC's money. No, the BBC are stealing our money, and we need to get the BBC to stop doing that. If they want us to buy into it, that's different. So I think the first couple of episodes are going to be all anti-Tories, and they're going to mention it just because of the interview that RTD said that. And I'm
To
very
be really honest, I've wished the actor well, bless him. He looks a lovely lad, but I'm staying completely
Neutral.
away from anything to do with it.
I gave up. I gave up
what it's like
during
when it comes out, but we're
I gave
we're just
up
watching
before
classic.
Capaldi, and I'm not going back to it. I'll stick with my classic stuff. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. In fact, we're halfway through Warriors Gate, which I know happens to be a favorite of Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
I think he said that was the first one that he saw. That was the very, and ironically enough, it's quite late in Tom's run. Yes, we have a little.
I remember Pacers.
Yeah, just the usual.
It's been a while since we had one of them.
Yeah.
I know, it's very nostalgic.
Yeah, it is.
Rebecca Gold is back in the chat.
Yay!
Hi. Rebecca Gold, always welcome. Yes. After all, we need to get these guys that can go into the big channels. That's the news we're going to get to be with the big boys. And the thing is, I was sitting there, and my wife was sitting, and I says, "See the guy he's talking about? That was Gary." Says, "That's the guy that was on my channel." So Ian basically, I got my big ups just basically by saying I know somebody that knows him. Yeah, I was that ill. I needed that much positive feedback for myself. I know I'm a terrible, selfish person. I'm okay with it. Listen, narcissism is the new world order, so I'm very narcissistic. Thank you very much.
Well, you say someone is more important than me? That can't be.
No, me's the operative word there. Me.
Yeah, exactly. Me. Yeah, me.
Yeah, I think I'm a wee bit behind because the Frozen part must have been way back. So I'm getting there, unless I've frozen again.
You look fine at just now.
Oh. This might be a bit back a bit. I'm not entirely sure who they're talking about. They could be talking about Beetlejuice as in over in America, the mayor. I know they call her Beetlejuice. Is it Lightfoot? I've heard to her being referred to as Beetlejuice. Now that's an insult to Beetlejuice.
Yeah, they talk. I think it is. Was it Mayor Lightfoot or whatever?
Yeah, that's it. That's the one they call Beetlejuice.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Old new who and who. Yeah. Well, I just call it's basically Doctor Who and then Who. That's why I get rid of all my collection, because me and my friend would sit down and watch it, and even if we weren't in it together, we would talk on the phone while we were watching it, and then I would buy the DVD, and then one day I looked up and none of my DVDs had been opened and rewatched, and I thought, not much point, because if I'm not even watching it a second time, it's one of those things. I thought, just get rid of it. So I just gave all my DVDs to my nephews and stuff like that, the kids at one time. And they took all of them, and I was quite happy with that. And it saved me, I would say it saved me a fortune, but it didn't. All I did was I just bought different stuff with the money I was spending on New Who. So are we excited about the new Doctor? Well, I'm surprised it was a male. Let's put it that way, because I always said it was going to be another female, because they can't have it on the increase under a male because it comes straight from a decrease under a female. I thought they would have had to go on a female to improve it, and as soon as it started improving, change over to a male just to get that. But I was proven wrong, and it basically the same as all the other people out there. They're saying never heard of him, but then again, I'd never heard of Matt Smith. I had heard of David Tennant because he was in Still Game and he'd been in a few Scottish things, but I hadn't heard of Matt Smith.
Yeah, we've seen David Tennant in Casanova.
Rhapsody Nesbitt as well. He played Divina, the barmaid. So I had seen him in that, and obviously Peter Capaldi. Everybody up here knew Peter Capaldi, and everybody around the globe knew about the thick of it. But Peter Capaldi's been going for years. I've got the Neil Gaiman.
I still remember him in an episode of Vicar of Dibley.
Yes,
that's one of my favorite Capaldi things. Yeah.
He was in the Neil Gaiman thing, Neverwhere. I've got that, which is
Neverwhere was an amazing book.
The book was good. The TV show nearly lived up to it. It was not as bad as it could have been, considering they were putting a movie into a TV show, and it sort of worked. They had things they could do, and I could understand the bits they left out of the book. It sort of worked because it was a TV show, 6 episodes, so they didn't need to tie it into an hour and a half movie. They could do it over a longer time frame. So, and Peter Capaldi's in that. He plays the angel. So I quite enjoyed it. It was fun. But the new Doctor, I care about the new Doctor as I do about the old Doctor. I just don't. They're basically, Doctor Who is one of those franchises that after the crap, I just don't see me ever coming back to it. I'll just stick to what I've got. It's the same as Star Trek. I will never go back to it. I'll just stick to the good stuff that's in the past. Yeah. Same for Star Wars. Never going back to it. I just basically went, nope, here. And I've decided that if they ever adapt anything that I like, I ain't watching it. No matter what, because look what it did to Wheel of Time. My Wheel of Time stuff is all still sitting over there. My Wheel of Time stuff is still sitting over there, and I'm still in two minds whether or not to give it to charity.
Don't do that, PJ.
It's because every time I listen to it, every time I read it, I see those faces and I hear those voices. So as soon as I pick them up, I just switch it. I just basically, if I'm listening to it, switch it off. And if I'm basically, even if I've got them in Audible from previously, the fact that when I listen to it, I just see the faces and that just puts me off and I switch it off. I've not been able to even lift one of the books, even to read. So I don't know. I don't think I'll ever watch something that comes back. So if they do a redo of Babylon 5, I ain't watching it. If they do a redo of Serenity, I ain't watching it. Don't care if the new cast come in. I don't care if they've got cameos from different people. don't care. I just will not watch anything now. I'll just stick to classics. I'll not watch anything new. Unless I've been told after it's been on for a while that it is not as bad, I might give it a go, but I ain't watching anything fresh.
Yeah, we've been enjoying. We went back to our the last Tom Blu-ray set that came out. So we're about halfway through Warriors Gate again.
Yeah.
On this set, and that's a really interesting story. I wasn't that fussed on that story when I very first saw it, as much as some of the other ones. But now when I watch it again, I've seen it quite a few times now. I kind of see it in a slightly different light, and I do enjoy it, and I do find it a really good quality story. It's I think what annoyed me about it in the beginning was because they used a lot of that digital special effect thing.
Yeah.
Which annoyed me a little bit because I much prefer practical effects. But I know
practical effects, you can see the difference. You can see
but
the difference.
I mean, maybe it was budgets. It might have been budgets, and things like that. They had to sort of cut back a bit. But I won't kill you for hating tortilla chips. Just pass me. Just anytime somebody offers you some, pass them to me. I'll eat them.
See, the good thing is, Miranda, there's the difference. You don't like tortilla chips. You didn't tell us we've not like them either. That's the difference.
Well,
that's the difference. We're all allowed to dislike what we dislike. Exactly. We're all allowed to dislike what we dislike, and nobody should be telling you need to like it or you should dislike it because we dislike it. Quite agree with that.
I'll have things.
And we can obviously all turn around and say you're wrong anyway, but.
What was that, Jim?
That was just, to abbreviate it or keep it concise, there's nobody that don't like Iron Brew.
True. Nobody with sense that doesn't like Iron Brew. There are obviously some crazy people out there.
Hello.
Crazy people that like water instead of Iron Brew.
Oh, I know, really nuts. You would never catch me drink water instead of Iron Brew. Never once. Never once.
I'm pretty certain you probably got like 10 or 15 liters of Iron Brew just behind your chair or something.
I've usually got
I'm telling you, PJ runs on Iron
down there. I have created a meme of myself, and I can't even find it anywhere. Iron Brew meme with me sitting with Iron Brew all piled around me, sitting there going, "Who, me? Iron Brew?" I did do a wee recording and uploaded it, and it's typical. All my hard drives, I can't remember where I stored it. One of these days I'll find it, but it's on my Twitter somewhere. I'll need to find it again and download it. But what can I say? I'm getting old. I can't remember my own name. Oh, PJ. Or is that what I'm wearing? I can't remember my own name. So yeah, I basically I think my name's PJ now because I think I just checked it out one day when I was wearing my PJs, and that's what it said. So nobody's told me otherwise. Because some of the names I get called, I'm sure they're not my real names.
The names I'm getting called on a daily basis at work is definitely not my real names.
Yes.
They're slightly, shall we say, spicy.
See, there you go. You just redeemed yourself. You love haggis, neats, and tatties. So you can actually say nachos and the tortilla chip. I do like them. I like the cheesy ones. I'm not keen on any other ones, but the slightly salted ones with my chili. I'm okay with that because it's the chili and cheese and all that on top of that.
But just that alone is a breakfast of kings.
Haggis, neats, and tatties, yes. Not. I love those. I love chili, but nothing beats haggis, neats, and tatties.
Yeah.
See. You should watch the Father stream. He started back his Friday afternoon stretch.
I saw
I,
some.
I was ill, so I couldn't go on. So
Oh,
because I just didn't take the chance. But yeah, I would definitely watch it. I don't know. I think people are expecting a lot of people having very negative, and most people, Father, the rabbi, and all that, have got a let's wait and see because we don't know. We've never seen the guy's work, so
yeah.
they cannot think me. But I think there's just people out there just assuming, oh, you'll hate him because
I say to each his own, you know. I
yeah,
mean,
and
everybody's.
that's the thing.
That's the thing. I think, you know, to each his own,
Yeah,
and you know, you don't have to like or dislike it because somebody else likes or dislikes it. You know, you do your own thing.
yeah,
But yeah, oh my God, don't keep reminding me about deep fried Oreos. I'm going to be dreaming about those tonight. But yeah, that's it. We're just, you know, going to wait and see. And
no,
between now and then,
that's
it's all this between now and then. So the proof is going to be in the pudding. So we'll just wait and see what comes out.
yeah,
We agree to disagree, don't we?
yeah. But the thing is, as well, was it Gary who said that they need to get the at least 75% of the old fans. They don't want new fans. They want at least 75% of the old fans back.
If they
And
want the
I don't think
merchandise
they're getting
back, yeah.
anywhere. They'll get nowhere near that because they've
No,
effectively been trampled on for the last 5, 10 years. The way they've done it, and they're effectively turning around saying it's all good now. Look who's back. Yeah, look who's back, and it's nothing to do with this. It's nothing to do with the tech boxes. Aye, but as soon as they start talking, it's all about the check boxes, and then he goes on and rant about, oh, the BBC needs to get kept the money, so get that Tories out, and you're sitting there thinking, so in effect, you want to steal money from me because even if I don't want to watch the BBC, I have to pay for it just so you can make what you want, and that's where I disagree with it.
That's
And
the whole
that's
reason why people have been cancelling. Yeah,
yes, exactly, and it is that
the only way
attitude.
they have. It's the only way to have a voice.
The thing is,
But
I know
we've
thing well,
seen
as soon as they change their marketing or their payment structure, we will still pay it because my wife likes a lot of the BBC stuff. So
Yeah,
we will
and
still
that's
pay it.
fine.
But it's the
Yeah.
fact is we have to pay even if we didn't want to watch it. Or we
Yeah.
have to justify why we're not paying it. That's like turning around and saying, I don't have a car. You still have to pay road tax. How do I need to pay road tax? I don't have a car. Oh, everybody, you need to justify not paying road tax then.
Mm-hmm.
Really? And it's that attitude, and that's what I do not like. Is the fact is they're telling us we want you to give us money so we can make what we want, and it's the same again. People are turning around saying, "I but the BBC that is the Doctor Who is one of the highest earners." The BBC don't care; they don't need to earn money from it. Do you think if they made no money or they made a lot of money,
Well,
think it's going to make a difference to the program? No.
which is where I find this decision of so many box ticking challenges, because they have been told by government by 2027, BBC, you cannot anymore rely on the BBC TV license. You have to make money. And they decided to not just crap out on Doctor Who. This looks, we will see, but as far as it goes for current culture, current day, current year, it looks like they're doubling down on, like they're at the bottom of the barrel and they just keep digging.
Yeah, they've turned the barrel over and they're digging now.
Yeah.
Aye.
They can
And
learn
I'm
to
going
Matt-
to
Tell
they can learn to
me
Matt
that
Rock
is
and
not
to
true.
Cam.
Tell me that is not true. Iron Brew is banned in the US.
it wouldn't surprise me. Because
It wouldn't surprise me because there's factories for Iron Brew in Russia. But it's made in Russia because it's popular in Russia. But the main factories for it are Scotland. And if they're saying it's banned, why? Because it's no definitive taste. My goodness, they actually still make Fanta. And you know why Fanta was made, don't you?
wasn't that to compete with Coca-Cola?
It
And then
was
Coca-Cola bought Fanta.
no. It was created because Coca-Cola did not want to sell to the 1933 Germany. So they created a drink that could only be sold in Europe. Fanta. Once the war was finished, it sort of got brought back over. But in effect, it was created because they didn't want to be seen to be selling to Germany. Hence the reason why Germany didn't get Coca-Cola the same way like even Britain did during the war,
So it was
because you had the
driven.
so they created Fanta, and it was only sold in Europe to the German market.
Oh, this reminds me of so many stories there. So in Scandinavia, we have something called påskmust, which is Easter musty drink. It's kind of close to Coca-Cola,
Uh-huh.
but it is more carbonated without being bitter. It's not sweet, and it's definitely not Coca-Cola, but everybody in the north buys it during Easter and Christmas. It's essentially the same recipes, and for probably the last 50 years that I've been alive, Coca-Cola have been trying to sneak in on that market. They want the Easter feast drink, they want the Christmas feast drink, but they just cannot compete with this drink at all. They have no chance whatsoever. And the second one is McDonald's was trying to squeeze in toward the Scandinavian market, but the Scandinavian market for hamburgers used to have street food kind of vendors. Not really. It's more like a hole in the wall kind of burger joint. You're not exactly meant to sit down and have your burger or anything, but you walk up, you get a really nice, amazing burger. And McDonald's comes. So the street burgers are about this big. And McDonald's comes along and is like, same price, you get the burger that size. It's like, sorry, McDonald's, you have no chance. Took McDonald's almost 15 years. From about the time I was 7, that's when I started hearing, it's like, oh, hey, we might get McDonald's. But no, it took them 15 years before they dared to even plant their first McDonald's joint anywhere in Scandinavia, because they just couldn't compete with the street food market vendors. It's just glorious. But if I ever go back to Scandinavia, I'm always going to these street food burger joints, because those burgers are just so much more fantastic. Freshly made, fresh ingredients, and it's not like McDonald's. Oh, our chicken nuggets are pure ingredients. It's like, no. You can show me all the videos and propagandas you want. They're not fresh chicken stuff. But street food, I would highly recommend it. If you ever got the time to go to Scandinavia, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, just go for the street food, like that tiny little hut in the middle of the town square.
You
Go
tend
for
to
that
find the
rather
best
than-
food that way in most places that you go, don't you? It's like, you know.
Yeah, definitely. But
And
that's the way to
they
do it.
really ask you, how do you prefer your hot dog, your burger, whatever it is that you want? How do you like it? No tomato, no cucumber. Would you like extra sauce, tomato ketchup, cheese, double cheese? They will ask you on the spot, and you'll see them actually cook it right in front of you. So, highly recommend.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Peter
listen,
has just got such range. He's a wonderful actor.
yeah. What I was going to say is, remember I was telling you guys that I had finished Ready Player One and I was going to get Ready Player Two. Well, I got it and I started listening to it.
Oh, I
Nothing
saw
else to
you
do.
tweet about that. Yeah.
Yeah. In the Ready Player One, right at the end, when Parzival meets H, there's the woke bit, but you can take that out. It's only a couple of minutes, and you can take that out because it's right at the end, so it's not a major issue. and it's just H explaining why she is actually portrayed. Her avatar is a white male, and it's because her mum found it easier to deal with people in business as a white male. So it took that out of the equation, that a black female wasn't seen as thingy. And then H gets kicked out of the house by her mum, who has still got prejudices because she's gay. So in effect, H is black, female, and gay, and she's got all the oppressions because that's why this. But it was only 2 minutes, and it wasn't too bad. And considering H is one of the best characters in the bloody book, even though it's all about Parzival and his relationships with the other ones, H is just one of the really good characters. So that wee 2 minute thing was unimportant. Because
exactly, if we're going back in time before, you have to have pronouns in your bio.
Oh no, they've already started that.
It.
Yeah, but and this is now because of the movie, and it's just fairly new written. It starts off about Kira, right, who's one of his Ogden Morrow's the dead wife, his widow, his wife who died, and Parzival is watching. I think it's Parzival is watching Peter Davidson's Doctor Who, because Doctor Who was one of Kira's favourite programs, and Peter Davidson was her third favourite Doctor after Jodie Whittaker and David Tennant. Tom Baker was not mentioned, and they're expecting us to believe this is actually meant to be true. So somebody who not only has their favourite Doctor is Jodie Whittaker, their second favourite is David Tennant, but their third favourite is Peter Davidson.
But
and that's when I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God. Uh-huh.
People are just coasting along. It's like, oh, hey, I saw 3 episodes. Now I'm an absolute expert on this thing called Doctor Who.
Yeah. But you could just tell it's already going down that route.
Years and has like 13 doctors before it. Geek and not geek. Wannabe geek is one thing. Someone wanting to learn, someone wanting to, Star Trek actually sounds really amazing, and I actually dared go out and go to a Star Trek convention, and I'm meeting all of these people. They know absolutely everything. I have no clue, but I'm curious. You can tell those people so easily apart from the people. I don't like the lady woke, but you can tell they watched one episode of Batman, and it's like, okay, it's a super rich white man in a combat armor suit. We need to change that. It has to be a poor, broken black girl, lesbian, X, blah, blah, X, and disabilities, and like maybe missing half a leg, and maybe she has a deformity on her face. Now we have the perfect Batman.
Yeah.
And it has to be accepted by everybody that loved Batman for the past 50 years.
Yeah, I know. It's just nuts. It's the problem nowadays is don't use lot worry, because I'm going to start watching Catwoman and I'll be an expert. I'll watch the trailer, then I don't need to watch the rest because I'll already be an expert. I'm fine. Anybody that disagrees with me, it just shows that they're hairphobic. It's because I'm bald. That's the only reason they're disagreeing with me and call me all these names, because they're hairphobic. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. And Grand Moff, Vimp 2, yes. Dandelion and Burdock, no so much.
Reverse for me. Not a big fan of Vimto. Massive fan of Dandelion and Burdock.
See, I find Vimto quite good. Sweet, so that's why I like it.
It looks like the bots are not giving up this evening.
Oh, I noticed
that.
Back
again, are they? Oh, wow, they love us tonight.
Yeah. They just love us too much.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds good. Let's jump in there and do a little bit of...
I'm doing that as well.
You in there as well, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, we're starting to get connoisseurs of these bots, and I wish they had more creativity. It might just be me,
boring,
but...
Yeah. forward.
Yeah. You can always tell the pardon me, the way I look at it is these bots are deliberately targeting people who have got unusual. So because we said we'll give them a chance, then we're not actually saying how great he is. So they've sent porno bots
Think so?
as if
I
that's
just
going
think they're quite random. I think I don't know.
That's the way I look at it is it's just if you actually say something somebody doesn't like, because you look at the last few times we've not mentioned certain programs and we've never been hit with them. Yeah, as soon as we start talking about something, we got quite a lot with them.
Could be.
Keywords.
That's exactly keywords.
It could be.
That's the way I look at it
Oops,
because
one
we've
more,
not been.
couple more there. Let's get rid of them.
I think that's them.
Delete.
And
Report.
that's it.
Bye.
And then when they pop up on the StreamYard one, I can block them there. But if I scroll all the way down, then I lose where I am in the private in the chat.
Yeah, I have.
See, squash. What would you class as squash?
I'm not a big squash fan.
But what would you class as squash?
We didn't have squash that I'm aware of in the States when I grew up. I had never heard of it until I came to the UK.
See, I heard of it, but
it's like a concentrate. It's just
that's
basically like a
diluted juice. I always knew it was diluted juice, and then people started saying, "Have you got any squash?" No, what's squash? And then, oh, it's a concentrate. You mean diluted juice? And you're sitting there thinking, where did this name come from, squash? And I thought it was an American expression, a squash.
Bye-bye.
Oh, God, my goodness. Look at how many
we
popping
are
up already.
Absolutely popular tonight.
Yeah, very popular.
Bye.
Popular
Have
with
a
the
nice
porno.
trip.
Doesn't matter how many times, it just seems to be all individual ones.
Drive
You
over
can't
any
actually...
landmines on your way out.
Let's see if I can actually go down in this one and actually block them.
I'm
That
just
takes
doing
a
a
big
little
chunk.
zapping here. Oops,
Right,
there you go.
so,
You got that one. Cool.
And if I go in here, I think that's what, if I can block them in that, it blocks them in big scale instead of the small fry. So
this must have been the most popular evening for us ever when it comes to the bots.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But to answer the question, squash for me, what we call it is concentrate. So what you did up north when you had like 7-8 months of winter, you take your apples, pears, blackcurrants, and whatever, and you really, really boil it down and make sure that it's conserved. So there's tons of sugars and all of these preservatives in there. And you just need to take like a thimble and you fill this entire jug with just water. It's like one of them, and boom, immediately you have like 2 liters of perfectly great tasting blackcurrant juice and whatnot.
Yeah, I've got actually plenty of alcohol in my blood system, or is it plenty of blood in my alcohol system?
Yeah, I like that. That's more like
Iron brew. It's pure iron brew.
Yeah, my blood type is 14.5% ABV.
Yeah.
My blood type is whatever I happened to be drinking that evening. Tonight it's Merlot.
I'm just on the iron brew.
Yeah, squash
I can
is also...
taste the girders. I can taste the girders. Made in Scotland from girders.
I was just reading.
Did you ever see the old adverts for iron brew? You see the wee boy with the ginger hair, sweeping the stuff, and then he would look round, he'd pick up the pavement and sweep the dirt under the pavement and put it down. Made in Scotland from girders. There was adverts is basically about this wee, what do you call him?
Oh my God.
The Milky Bar kid type guy, but his ginger hair, the glasses, and he's doing the stuff like moving a building out the way just so he can you can sweep past it and stuff like that. It would be silly things. And
Oh,
it
that
was made in Scotland from girders. Was just superb.
that Viking's blood mead. Oh yes, please sign me up for that.
I've started sampling just a few drops of it.
Just one or
Yes.
two, right? Okay, I'll put that back up so people can see the big bit of alcohol.
Sign me up for that. Yeah.
I'll even do this.
I ain't going to read that because I can't
Ooh,
see that.
yummy. I love mead. That looks
It
really
is-
good.
It's basically honey mead, but with forest berries. So you have your black currants. Keep forgetting what the other one is called. Blueberries and whatnot. And it is just so delicious. And you have it literally in just small
Mhm.
sip cups. That's all you need.
Mhm.
And this is a wine bottle's worth of volume. So
Wow. Yeah.
it's
That's
worth,
lovely.
and it weighs a ton because it's specially crafted glass. So if you can see at the bottom, you can see this.
Yeah,
It's really heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it's
This weighs about the same amount as like 2 wine bottles, even though it only contains one wine bottle. But
right.
yeah, it's well worth it. And if you're in the UK, just look up Lancashire Mead Brewery.
Yeah, right. So let's see. Hold on. We'll have a quick look at. Where's my branding? Where's my branding?
Pick of the week.
I still hate that. By God, that week.
Oh,
It
we
just sounds terrible.
we were in yeah, we saw that up on a sign today, pick of the week, and we were smiling, going, "Yay!" We were going, we're going to be doing pick of the week later.
Yep. So who wants to go first?
I can begin because
Hey, Ian.
my pick is a little bit. It was just items I picked up because they had a special boxing and everything. So I'll begin. This is for you gamers out there, and I know there's about like one of them, which is me. This is
Oh,
Tekken.
hello.
fighter game.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've no
I've heard
played
of
it,
that.
but-
I've never played it.
Some of you might actually have played it because I think Tekken came out in 1996 or something.
Oh wow! Didn't William Shatner write some
Tech War.
sci-fi
Tech
books?
War.
Tech War. It
Yeah.
was yeah. Okay, thank you. I knew it was familiar.
But this is why I got it because it had the extra sleeve and perfect condition.
Nice, yes, and nice nick.
And again, I only paid 10 pence for it.
Fold it.
Back in the day, that would probably have been like 35 quid, your entire week's allowance or something. Now, I did show this one slightly as a teaser, and because you mentioned it when I had to bring it up again.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
William Shatner. Yeah, that's
But it
interesting.
is-
It's William Shatner and Jerry Ryan, so that's crossing the streams, isn't it?
It is,
Yeah.
but it is because it's it's a sleeve with 10 pence. And absolutely.
I've definitely
perfect
never seen
condition.
that.
I still haven't seen the film, but it's definitely something I intend to watch over my annual
Yeah, that could be
leave
very
in
interesting.
June. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the next one, I have not got a Scooby what this is. We have, believe it or not, Elijah Wood and Nicolas Cage. And is anyone brave enough to dare to guess what that film would be?
Elijah Wood, Nicolas Cage.
Bye, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, Miss Hyde.
All right, I'll show it then. And I haven't seen this film, by the way.
I've never even heard of
I've
that. film.
never heard of that. No, never heard of that.
Neither have I, but again, a nice sleeve
Yeah,
copy.
very well.
And this
well
one
kept.
hasn't even been opened, as you can see. It's still in cellophane. So, not sure if I should open it or just get it on Amazon or whatnot and watch it. But the tagline is, "Bad cops makes the best criminals." Okay, fair enough. I kind of like when there is a bit of darkness to it.
It
So
takes it away
I
from
will give the top review.
criminals make the best cops. That I suppose it's taking the twist on that.
Cage is majestic. That's the top review. But as you can see, there is no name attached to it whatsoever.
Yeah, so basically they've written it themselves.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, but it was still 10p. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Now the next one is a very heavy box. It's a special limited edition. And for just being a single DVD box pack, this one is really heavy. I think there must be at least 5 discs or something in there. And it's a film I can guarantee everybody in here have seen multiple times.
Oh, more than multiple times. Yeah, I
Come
went
with
to
me
see
if
that
you
when
want
it
to
came
live.
out. When that came out in the movies, God, what year did that actually come out? I went to see it. I went back 6 times to see it,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like 6 times paying to go into the movie theater. I loved it so much.
I wish it was better, but there is tons of like
Yeah.
bonus stuff on the discs
Oh,
and
yes.
everything.
Yeah, butternut squash. It's better known as Colin,
Mm-hmm.
which is a nice for a soup, butternut squash soup. Even I like that.
And because we're continuing on the theme of sleeved boxes, this is another one that I found. And I remembering it being all the rage when it came out because everybody was talking about it. I have seen maybe 75% of it in total.
House of
Oh.
Flying Daggers.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
I've seen it. I wasn't overly impressed with it because I think sometimes they've got a good traditional Chinese story and then they overdo the special effects stuff on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because I like a lot of the traditional Chinese stuff. It seems I like a lot of the traditional Japanese stuff, but the Chinese martial arts movies, the traditional stuff can be fun. And I think when they do the House of Flying Daggers, it just goes. They decided to do it doing all the high wire work and stuff like that, and it just looked a wee bit too much.
Yeah.
Because in the old classic ones, they used to do it as part and parcel. Like for instance, it would only when 2 boss fights were getting done, not just when they were fighting every single person around them. These type of things happened, and I think that's where the typical Hollywood bumped into it and actually says, no, it has to happen every time they're fighting. But he's just a guard standing there with a sword. Doesn't matter. It's that type of thing. It's the attitude is, if he's going to fly, he flies all the time.
Oh, don't worry, chat. I've touched the Ming plenty of times today. You're safe. I may need to touch the Ming a little bit later, but once the cameras go off.
You might have to get a Ming alert button.
But no, this was my pick. Really amazingly well preserved, still in the sleeves, as I showed you with all of the others before.
Yes, amazing.
If you touch your Ming again.
Oh, don't make me flash my Ming now.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I know.
God.
That was my pick pick for this week. Really, really
Good.
pleased, and it was a lot of hunting involved.
Yeah,
Right, so
I mean
who's
the
next up?
selection of films that you've
Yeah.
got there where you are, Jim, is amazing.
Who's
The
next
stuff
up?
you're finding. Hey,
Hey,
and
another
they're
mod.
back.
There we go. Back.
My
Woohoo!
goodness.
Yippee ki
I mean, I didn't even flash my Ming, and suddenly they're coming in. It's like,
You
hey,
used the right
No, well
words,
they
don't
heard
you?
they heard about
You-
your Ming.
You
Yeah.
used the right words. Oh, it's a channel for us.
Oh.
Too funny.
Somebody will appreciate us now.
Too funny.
Okay.
Terrible, but it's just more views for us. Yay.
Yep.
Right. So, Sadaku, hi.
Hey, Sudoku.
Hey,
Right.
Sudoku.
Hey, Sadako.
Hold on. Need to actually sort this back out again. Put
Dee-dee-dee.
you there, do
And
that, and remove and add. There
My
you go.
pick of the week. As soon as I saw this get announced, I thought, oh, great.
Your
Yes.
Transformer.
Lego's done it again. They've done it again.
Oh
For
my.
any Transformer fans out there, yes.
Oh wow. I wasn't a big Transformer person, but I do love anything Lego.
If they,
You know,
well,
they're
this
just
is
so cool.
But Transformers was quite good and unique in the way they did it back in the 80s. And I think it might be Gary from Nerdrotic. He actually has one of those, like, you get an RC car,
yeah.
but this one is voice controlled, so you can tell it transform, and it will go into the truck, or it will become the robot all on its own.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But still, that's really high, 35 centimeters. That's
The only time I've
about
actually
as
liked the
tall,
Transformer
and
is when you get the kids who are dressed up and their parents have made them the Transformer, and they literally you see them folding down and it looks like a truck, and then they stand up and it's a Transformer. It's so well done.
yeah. Alex, I would say the
So when you
Optimus
build
Prime
that one,
here
Alex,
is about the same size as my
Don't
flashing
say
Ming.
it.
yeah.
That is
So
pretty cool.
he'll have his hand on his Ming. You can have your Trans.
Hey, there ain't nobody getting their hands on my Ming.
Well, all I
And bots in 10, 9, 8, 7.
well,
Don't tempt them, when.
Don't
all I,
I know?
all I can say about this is that I'm glad they brought this could be the launch of some more Transformers Lego figurines down the line.
Sorry to interrupt you here, but we were just talking about me flashing my Ming, and right underneath the box it says "Adults Welcome."
They're catching on to us. They're catching on to
Yeah,
us.
they are.
I might get this in the future. I don't know yet. This will be tempting to build on the stream. But it's, how can I put it? The DeLorean, they've got them on back orders at the moment. I'm hoping this takes over selling out faster than the DeLorean. Then I can go and get a DeLorean for us to change. But all I can say, the one great drawback to this is that the knees don't bend.
Really? That's surprising.
So it's more of a closely to the resemblance of the original G1 toy. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So they went for the look of it rather than actually the posability of it.
Well, if I had my way, I would make it pose. I would get those knees to bend somehow.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
You get Legos that have got the built-in part it's going to take. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really weird when they do that. So
Chocolate crumbs everywhere here.
Right. When do you want to do next, or do you want me to do next?
We haven't got anything this week. We again, we just did a very mad, quick run around in town this morning and didn't quite have time.
Well, no problem. I'll do mine.
So
mine is very.
I'll give it a miss this week.
Mine I purchased in because I was 12.
Hey.
So, they're back again.
Hello, Bob's my old friend.
I need to actually, because I know Mr. Brown had actually says I can actually get it so only people who subscribe can.
Yeah,
and
I've heard that.
Because I want people to come in and be able to spin and straight in and chat without having to say, all right, I need to subscribe. Because if you're forcing people to subscribe just to chat to you, I just find it, but I can understand that there's things like this that would stop. But
bye. Bye, Duggan. Bye.
Right. So, what I've got is, I'll put myself up to that one. And I've only got two things. The first one is the Laurel and Hardy.
Oh,
and it's
wow.
I'm a bit blurred again. I'm looking at the stream and I'm blurred on the stream for some reason. Has everybody seen?
Yes,
blurred?
I've noticed that you're quite pixelated. Yeah.
Yes, and I think that's to do with my internet connection. It
having
is
a bit
really bad. So what I'm
bit
going
of a wobbly
to do
one.
is I'm going to kill some of my outgoing stuff to see if that helps. Because just to make sure there's nothing taking up all my bandwidth, just make sure I've got no other windows open. I don't know if I'm grainy now because I had to close even my secondary window.
Hey, PJ, we know exactly why you're blurry. It's because your grandson is already eating up your bandwidth.
And the amount of pictures I've got saved, I've got mine through rotation. So it's got the big noise, the jitterbugs.
God, I don't even know if I've seen those because I remember those being on a lot when I was growing up, but I don't know which ones I've seen and which ones I haven't.
These ones, believe it or not, aren't in that set there. They're not in that set. Yet that's accordingly the complete collection. And it's got movies that the two guys starred in before they became the double act. So when I was going through it, and I'm sitting there thinking, wait a minute, that movie's not in it. Wait a minute, that movie's not in it. So it's not the complete collection that everybody gets told it is. It's not. There's about 15 movies missing from it. So there's 3 of them. So I picked up those 3 today. And the other one I picked up, I've been meaning to get for a while. And I got it.
Oh, go on then. Oh,
nice.
You.
Very
Lucky
nice.
booker.
Boris Karloff.
Yes.
The Legacy Connect.
Yeah, the definite article.
Yeah. So just
Boris Karloff. She's got great guns.
Yeah. That's it there. It's all foamed up. So it's one of the discs has got The Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein. The other one's got The Son of Frankenstein and The Ghost of Frankenstein. And it's got a couple of other bits and pieces. So it's a double-sided disc.
Wow.
Which I'm a wee bit disappointed. I would have preferred the 3 of them had pictures on them. So I would have preferred it was 3 DVDs rather than just 2, one being double-sided. So I was a wee bit disappointed in that. However, it's got The House of Frankenstein on side 2 of that. The Son of Frankenstein, The Ghost of Frankenstein. And I think The House of Frankenstein is the Lon Chaney's in it, and Bela Lugosi as well. So there's also some bits and pieces about the making of and how the Hollywood brought the monsters back and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I'm so looking forward to that. So when I'm off for the 2 weeks and my wife's away, I'm going to have that in the big telly through the living room and just sit there with a big telly, Frankenstein, midnight. Woo! So yes, I'll have my Wolfman and all that played, featured from the Black Lagoon. and everything played just so I can actually sit back and watch this. So that was the collection, and I've just put it in back to front like right today. On, I don't want to actually try and bend the thing to get it, so I have to squeeze it. It's upside down, no wonder it's not going right. There you go, that's it there. So the Boris Karloff Frankenstein, the Legacy Collection, 5 movies. I was quite happy with that. It wasn't even overly expensive. It was what, tenner? eBay. So, and that one was only, including postage, it was only something like £3.50. It's a pound of this plus postage. So I was quite happy with those. And I'm glad I'd ordered them in the beginning of the week, or else I wouldn't have had anything because I've been ill. I'm no being well. But apart from that, that's my pick of the week. So
Good.
it was a fairly quick one.
Yeah.
Dirty gardening tools. It's all to do with those
Lovely.
things that they're selling. Those dirty people. So
Yeah, what kind
is my sound faint as well?
You sound
No,
okay.
your sound is good. I was just going to say the only thing I could maybe add to the stream is I've not been playing with my Ming.
Oh god.
I've been playing with my turtle shells.
Oh, that's all right then.
Oh, I've never heard it called that before.
So I do have my very first attempt at unboxing a proper toy coming from Big Chief Studios
Got
and
another one.
it's Michelangelo.
Oh yes, I remember you said you were looking at them.
Yes, so I do have them. I just need to unbox them, and I'm literally itching. It's just I can't find the time to just like clear the table, set the cameras and everything, and then do things. And I did Michelangelo, and it was like 10 minutes of me just sounding like an idiot. And it's like, oh, this is amazing. This is like, oh, you can bend this. And it's like, look at the toys and the nunchucks, you can bend them. And there's a pizza slice.
Oh, I just loved those. Those were great.
Colin, see when he's maybe about 8 or 9, he'll be watching stuff like this.
My Ming is coming
Because
next week.
It's the classic stuff he'll be watching because they are not scary.
Well, they didn't even came with an age rating back then because what
Yeah.
was it, BBRI or whatever they called, wasn't formed
I
until
won't
like
let him
late
watch
90s.
Ash v the Evil Dead until he's actually in his he's in his teens at least. But the classic
I
monsters,
would
don't think they're
definitely
scary.
put personally because it did scare the literally the skin
The
color
bejeevers,
out of
bejeevers
myself.
out of you.
It was Krull.
Crawl was actually not too bad. The reason I found it not too bad is because I couldn't take Tucker Jenkins too serious.
Yeah, well, fair enough, but I've seen Conan.
I need to
Fighting
watch
great
Krull again.
monsters and everything, and then I saw this one, and it was like milk white.
We'll
completely.
need to do Crawl as a Wednesday movie because it is
Oh,
a
yeah.
fun movie.
Yes, it
Bernard
is.
Breslow, isn't it? It's Bernard Breslow is the Cyclops. You've got Tucker Jenkins from Grange Hill and EastEnders.
These days, I consider
Todd
Krulls to
Carty
be as
played
scary
him
as
in it. It's just
Right.
basically seeing ones that British TV. I've seen him. It's that type of thing. The first time I saw it, and that's what I was going. I recognise him from Grange Hill. I recognise him from Carry On. I recognise him from, and it was that I like. A Seen Canary. He also has a Seen Canary.
Seen Canary, yep.
It's an old naked video.
Oh, the
They used to
James
have
Bond.
Elaine C. Smith doing her Lorraine, and she would literally pronounce them as they were spelt. So it's instead of saying Sean Connery, she would say it's Seen Canary, and it's
Nice.
that kind of thing. So that's why Seen Canary was a thing because naked video had Elaine C. Smith doing Lorraine.
Yeah, I mean,
From
Big
TV.
Chief has James Bond at the moment.
Did
the side,
you see the
and it's
Doctor
a
No?
very, very Sean Connery
Did you see
type
the
of Bond.
Doctor No as well? The white suit. Oh, Doctor
Oh.
No looked absolutely stunning.
Oh, I need to go back and check that, but
Oh, it was the white suit was absolutely amazing. I was sitting there going, Willa, won't I? And I thought, wait until I get my Laurel and Hardy, my Ash out the way first, then I'll get other ones.
I need to
Oh,
get an
yeah.
Ash.
I'm getting
I
three
do
Ash.
have my shopping list, and it's
I've got
just
three
like
Ash coming. 3 of them. One of my friends has decided to sell me 2 of his Ash figures. About that size.
Ooh.
They're
Nice.
statues. They're not figures. They're statues. And I've ordered the one from Big Chief. It says it should have been out in February. I ordered it in April, and it's still saying it's processing. So I don't know if they're having to redo them or basically it's just one of those ones. But I'm waiting for my Ash to be done, and I'm purchasing 2 figures. But my friend's on holiday until when I'm on holiday, so basically we'll miss 4 weeks of each other. So it's at least mid-June or beginning of June anyway, before I see him again. And I'm looking forward to getting those.
Oh, the toy I have my eyes set on, and it's like I'm still only 99% certain I will get it, but it will not be out until late, like Q3 in 2023. So August, September, October, sometime. I just have to get that. But
Right.
it's also to justify because it's a collectible from Big Chief.
Look at this. This is the one I was telling you about. Let's see. You can actually see it. That one.
Oh,
That
Look
is
at that.
pretty cool. Yeah, that is pretty. I love the poses and stuff. Yeah, really
Yeah.
cool.
It's just stunning. It's just an absolutely stunning figure. And I'm sitting there thinking,
Yeah, see, to me, those are worth getting because the
Yeah.
sculpts are just so good.
That is amazing, isn't it?
but the facial features are absolutely just flawless.
Because there's also, as you know, is there's also the other James Bond one, and that's the one you're talking about, the Sean Connery from Doctor No.
Yep.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's really good as well.
And you also have
Nice.
those posable, like you can twist the arms, then different hands, different way to tilt and shake the head.
Get all the wee props.
The
That's
cloth,
cool.
as you know from crap that I have to bring up my Ming again, but the cloth is proper silk. And it is not
going to be
like
doing the
cheap
Judge Dredd
stuff.
range
It's
as well.
meant to be a cheap mantle on top of him. So it's not meant to be like, oh, this is just a flimsy fabric or anything. It's silk.
Yeah. And
it has a little bit of wires in it so you can make the cape fly a little bit behind you. So it looks like you're in an action pose. So the cape flies behind you. It's
and for all those who thought Judge Dredd was just one of those typical British all-white comics, there was one of the main characters.
we got Anderson, Dredd, Giant.
Giant is just superb.
Yeah.
And the thing he's a judge. Even Judge Dredd goes, yep, he passes. Because his father is one of the Harlem Heroes, which is an airball team. So he didn't want his son to go into the sport, so he put him into the academy, the Judge Academy. So when he's going through his first test, he's assigned a crime and he has to go and solve it. And it turns out it's his family, his mother and father know about it. So he goes, right, you've got 15 years but I'm going to add another one for every second you don't tell me the answer. 1, 2, 3. And his mum and dad go, okay, we'll tell him. And he says to Judge Red, does he pass? He says, jailed his mother and father for 35 years. Yep, he passes. And I thought, there you go. Even Judge Dredd is impressed by Judge Giant. The story it introduced Judge Giant was amazing. It was fun, but it was so, yep, that's what a judge does. It doesn't care if it's family. He just directs you if you do something wrong. And that's why I love Judge Giant. Judge Giant's one of the coolest ones. But the Harlem Heroes was a strip in it, and it basically brings the two strips together, the Judge Dredd and the Harlem Heroes strip. The Harlem Heroes was one of the strips from early on, the same as Judge Dredd, the very early on, but it dropped off later on. But it was an amazing strip, and they brought him in. They just continued it, and then it was absolutely stunning. So I eventually want to get a Judge Giant, because I've got a Judge Dredd of that size, so I just need to get a Giant. I don't really care about Anderson. I don't really bother about. If I need to get them all, let's put it that way. I'm actually clicking the wrong bloody button. So
it is the worst thing whenever you're on the Big Chief one. It's just like, so want them.
And although Judge Death is very iconic, my favourite was always Fear.
Judge Fear.
Stare into the face of fear.
That is quite a stunning.
Stare into the fist of dread.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
I
That
like
is
the
just
death
a
one
fun
too, because I love the skull. But that is quite stunning.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So something I realized with getting all these figurines, I now actually have to be able to
use
not
them.
only find proper maybe IKEA bookshelves and whatnot, but I need to find the paint color called Perfect Black version 3.
You don't need shelves to get those.
No. I'm talking if you're gonna do a proper display, you want some lights, LEDs, and whatnot in there.
The thing is,
and there is a paint color called. There's a paint color called Perfect Black version 3. I actually think they have a version 4 now. You can literally point light at the surface you painted, and it will not reflect it. It will look pitch black even if you shone a light at it. Yeah. What were you saying, Wen?
I was just reading what Matt's put in the chat. He's got the Tom Baker on order from Big Chief, the signed edition of the Doctor, which is
Nice.
that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Love to get that.
I've got the Ash v Evil Dead on order, and I've got Laurel and Harvey on order. And I must admit, if I was going to get a Doctor one, with the ones that are available, it would be Delgado's Master. That's the one I would get.
Yeah.
That is a stunning figure.
Oh, Delgado.
Yeah. That's like one of those, we're not worthy moments.
Yeah.
We'd be like praying to that thing.
Right.
Do you know what would be even better, Wendy? If he was in the road from the Damons.
Yes, I know. I love that. Yeah, that would be awesome. In fact, we have
whatever you guys say that takes the attention off my Ming, I'm perfectly happy.
That's what I'm going to do, a box opening next.
We do have that set, actually. We have the set with I think it's the Damon set with us, the Roger Delgado, and he's got that cape on.
Yeah. Well, because Matt says he has the Judge Dredd, I've got a number of them. This one I've still got to open, 1 in 12 scale. So I've still got to open that. I've got another couple here. So I have.
Yeah, this.
So that's the 1 in 12 scale, but that's obviously a newer version. So this one, he's got the Mark II lawgiver, and he's also got the Mark I lawgiver. So, and he's got his belt knife, and the only thing he's missing is his hay stick. And so got him staying handy. But I got the guys from the States, the Big Box, got that in the States, in New York. comic book store. As soon as I saw it, I thought, I'm having that. Only cost me $75. I try and not think about how much that is in real money. And then I've obviously got this wee guy.
Can't see him. Oh.
A wee teeny Funko. So I have. And I've got the Funko as well.
Here's the one, Alex, that I was saying. It's
Wendy.
it's just the you can get these. We got this off Amazon actually.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I've got that one.
But yeah, it's we obviously haven't taken it out of the box or anything, but it's I just love that outfit from that episode.
Well, if you're
And
going
the
to show,
sculpt on this is pretty decent.
if you're going to show Roger Delgado, I have to get this out of the cabinet.
I'm jealous I don't have that one. I've got all the
Oh
doctors.
yeah,
I've got all the doctors there.
I want one of those as well. Yeah, that's gorgeous. That is.
Came with the 11th Doctor set I got years ago. So
Yeah,
I've got my
stunning.
second doctor.
Perfectly.
yeah,
Yeah, we haven't got that one yet. We were sort of hemming and hawing about getting the Troughton one with his TARDIS, the one with the sign on the other side of the door.
This is a statue. This is not.
And then it sort of went out of circulation then, and we didn't end up getting it.
Well, that's those types of figures that you got the box set. This is a statue.
Yeah, really nice.
It is an absolutely fun one. You know where I got it? Forbidden Planet.
Ah, yeah, I love Forbidden Planet.
Forbidden Planet was still selling them.
Yeah. The one in Cardiff is really sad. It's really sad looking these days.
Yeah.
It's falling apart.
I've been to the one in Cardiff. That's
The one by the castle.
The castle.
By the castle. Yeah.
Because we went to that when we went down to Cardiff to see the exhibition and stuff like that. But
yeah, it was much better stock then, but it's a little bit sad at the moment.
what you see, a gift I got a couple of years ago. I'll sit here at the way at the side.
Oh, that's Rassilon.
Rassilon,
and
River and Donna.
Donna.
oh
Noble,
yeah, I
River
love
Song.
that set. Yeah, we haven't got that one.
It's Series 4 action figure set, and it sits away in the back here. Because I had to find a space for my newer stuff, and because I was, I'm not a big River Song fan, and I hate Donna Noble, and the new Rassilon. He's no Rassilon.
You and Matt are in that club. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind Donna, but I know Matt's not a fan. You're not a fan, but I wouldn't mind a Donna one. I'm not a big. I don't dislike River Song, but I'm just not like. I got a bit bored with it. You know, it just went on and on and on and on.
The idea was an okay idea, but they just overused it. Same as they always overuse things.
I mean, Silence in the Library. If that had been it, I mean, I would have been happy with that because that was so good. I loved the concept of that with the Vashta Narada and the shadows, and that was really spooky. Oh, Jim's flashing his ming.
He's just flashing his ming. He's just flashing his ming.
It's just because you were talking about it. I just had to bring it out.
That's one figure I want to get, a Walter the Wobot. I want a Walter the Wobot figure. The same as I want a Gonk from Strontium Dog. I want a Johnny Alpha, I want a Wolf Hammerstein, and I want a Gonk. As well as a Walter the Wobot. I even want a Call Me Kenneth. So I do.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sadako, on the river thing. Yeah, I was just like, stop.
Yeah. Basically, I want another room so I can actually put up every figure I can ever get. When I win that 180 million lottery I was about to win it, somebody stole off me. I had already planned. I already spent Big Chief every figure for every thing. Oh God, I would have felt a life-size
God.
Serenity
There was
outside his
someone here on this island.
Yes, stole
There
my
was
money. I
one
know.
that won it. It's Euro
Yes.
Millions, so there's a lot of other countries, just like Netherlands and Germany and whatever. But the winner was on this island, 184,750,000 blah blah blah
Yeah.
pounds. One single winner. It's like your life is screwed forever.
Well, because I've been ill, I've been lying in my bed, giving it.
Oh.
Oh no, Bear. What would I have done with 180 million? Well, let me tell you. The King Kongs, you stopped showing off. I've only got the Godzilla, and the reason I didn't have the King Kong is because they only had the new Kong from Kong Island or Skull Island. I want the classic Kong, and it's £120 over here, and that's not a boxed one. That's not a boxed one. That's a second-hand figure only. It doesn't have the fairy with it, and it doesn't have the stand. £125. No, thank you. I want the box, I want the stand, I want
Yeah,
fairy,
if you're
so
going to be paying that kind of money, you want
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't have any of the Kong. Because the only Kong I could have got was a modern Kong, and I was not interested. I nearly bought a new Kong because when I got my Ash, the one that I got up there, I got that up in Calendar. It's a wee holiday area in Scotland, and it's got a comic book store. And they had a load of figures. So I went in and I'm going, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. And I couldn't not buy anything. And I only had enough to buy one, and it was a Kong. It was a classic Kong, but it wasn't the one with the stand. And I says, I want that. Oh, but look, there's an Ash. Oh, I want that. And I was going like that, and I thought, I'll bugger it. I'll buy the Ash. So I bought the Ash, and as I was going up to the toy store, there's a toy museum up there, so I was going up to the toy museum. The reason I didn't want to spend, I could only afford one, is because there was certain things up in the toy museum I wanted to buy.
Mm-hmm.
And if I went up there and they had them and I didn't have the cash, I would have picked myself. I went up there and unfortunately they didn't have them. So I thought, oh, King Kong, here we come. And as I walked down, I saw the wee boy coming out with his dad, and he's got Kong. And I'm thinking, and the wee boy's sitting down and he's opening it, and I'm going, don't open it. But he's taking his time. He's folding things back. He's taking it out. He's clipping things. He's twisting them. And I said to his dad, I says, he's lucky I nearly went in and bought that. And he says, he's got about 50 of them. He says, a big Kong fan. Look how he actually takes it out. If he says, if that was me, I would have ripped the box. He's unpeeling it. He must have been about 8 or 9. And he's literally taking his time so he could take it out. And he was doing that. Then he put it back in the box and sealed it back up again. And I thought, now there's a collector I could appreciate.
It's a future geek of ours.
Yes, so it's just the fact is, I saw how he was playing it. I'm thinking, at least somebody who appreciates it got it, not just somebody, bang, bang. And I was not myself.
I'm going to say this: if Big Chief ever gets round to doing Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy figures, I really want
a Marvin, classic Marvin, not that new fishy one.
Yeah, I just brought up the image.
I want a Marvin, yes.
Big
the
Chief,
classic Marvin.
Please do a Marvin the Paranoid Android.
Yeah, Marvin and the classic Zephod.
Yeah.
I don't want the new one with the whoop, with the two heads popping up and down. No, I want the classic Zephod, and I want a Marvin proper one.
Yeah, the film they released felt more like Funko Pops kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, just basically Sam Rockwell was good in. What was he good in? He was good in Galaxy Quest.
Yep.
And Miranda, yes, I would love to get Sergey, but not from the Judge Dredd movie. No, Rod Snyder. Is no Rod Snyder. What's the
Rob Snyder
guy?
Is the comedian in the.
You call him a comedian?
I call him a funny boy.
No, he's definitely not. He's basically, but in Judge Dredd, he did not work as Fergie.
He just was.
Fergie was the big guy with the flies flying around him from the big smelly. That's to me the comic book Fergie, and he was nowhere near it. It didn't even actually nothing to do with his look. His whole character was nowhere near it. All they've
Just
did is
come-
says, right, we want a crook.
Oh,
There's a crook
he
called
might
Bert,
have
we'll
been
just
given
use
the
him.
wrong character name, but he does add levity to Stallone's.
But no, I think
What's that fashion brand called that actually designed the suits and everything? It's like Gucci or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a good counterbalance to that. But when I say funny boy, they say, yeah, this is the best we could get because we spent so much money on actually building the costumes that were quite over the top.
if the John Steed comes with a blue pinstripe suit, yes. If he's got a black suit, it wouldn't work the same. It needs to be a blue pinstripe. It's just one of those things.
What about
I just never liked
a jacket you can turn inside out, so you get the blue, or if you turn it inside out, you get the black?
Yeah, but I never liked him in that Judge Dredd movie. I just thought it was somewhere it was bad. Cuddly Donkey Kong. I used to have
that Donkey Kong is not King Kong.
my daughter used to have baby dinosaur, not the mama. Got it?
Oh, I remember those.
Well, I was telling my friend that's why I used to get called Fat Boy. All my
That's
game
mama.
handle was Fat Boy. It's because every time my daughter, she would go pull it and go, "Gotta love me, not the mama." And any time I pulled it, I went and it goes, "Hello, Fat Boy." And I would do it, and every time I pulled the cord, it said the exact same thing. So the kids used to call me Fat Boy because of the Disney's dinosaurs and the toy. And I used to tell my friend that was why my nickname for a lot of the games I used to play was Fat Boy. And she says, "I've got one of those dinosaurs," because I got it for my daughter when she was a kid, and she still got it. So one day she brought it in, and she pulls it, and she says, "It still works. Listen," and it pulls it out, and it goes, "Gotta love me," and she pulled it again.
But dinosaurs is
not the mama. And then she hands it to me, and I pulled it, and it went, "Hello, Fat Boy," and I thought, "Oh, Beck, nothing's changed."
A dinosaur is about the
10
same
plus
level
years,
as a
and it's the
Fraggle.
exact same thing coming across. Hello, Fat Boy. Every time I pressed it, I've only ever once, the multiple times I've pulled that cord, I've got to love me and not Hello, Fat Boy. And I don't know why, but the kids used to call me Fat Boy, and that's why I used to have the nickname Fat Boy, and it was because of Disney's dinosaurs. And
was it Disney's dinosaur? Because this was way, way back when, and dinosaurs was Jim Henson's on the same level of Fraggle
it was
Rock.
Disney's, but it's Disney, the studio, and it was Jim Henson's dinosaurs.
Yeah, but you did have, and this is probably more accurate and more relevant to the people from the United States, it was Al. Alien life form.
I loved Al.
Kelvin from Melmac.
He was great. Just mental.
Just sheer genius.
Ooh. Now that's an idea.
Yeah. Have you seen the build that he's doing for?
No. I'll need to check it out because I've not listened.
Oh, it's really worth watching. Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, it's really
because
good.
I've been watching. I got stuck when I get stuck on a TV show. I go through a TV show and it usually distracts me. Like for instance, I'm on Jack of All Trades, which I had to put a stop on to
Bruce Campbell
for the Tremors stuff.
Yeah. So, bless him, poor Fred Ward.
Yeah.
Here's to you, Fred.
Fred Ward did have a long and great life, and he did a lot of amazing things.
Yeah. I remember
he was great.
Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, but just for you guys in the chat, on Wednesday we are covering Tremors to honor Fred Ward, who just passed away.
Yeah, it was Doctor Who. It was Doctor Who that killed the Disney's dinosaurs.
Yeah, I was just laughing at John's comment. Adric killed the dinosaurs. That I believe.
Right, just let's see.
But yeah, that's lovely, Jim, that you didn't. You guys are going to do that on Wednesday. Does anybody remember seeing Fred Ward in Remo Williams? That is a wonderful action adventure movie starring Fred Ward and Joel Grey, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's if you look it up on, I'm sure it's going to be on IMDb. I think it just sort of got forgotten about and got eclipsed. I'm not sure why it's not more in the mainstream, but I saw it way back in the day and I loved it. It was great fun.
Can you repeat the name, please?
Remo Williams, REMO.
Yeah, it's definitely familiar to me.
Yeah.
I just need
it's
to
great.
like.
It's
I
fun.
don't recognize it.
See
So
it.
hold on.
Oh, I like the poster.
Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins.
Night, Miranda.
1985.
Bloody hell, Guy Hamilton.
No, yes, I haven't seen this since probably 1985.
Yeah.
George Kate Mulgrew.
And look who you have
Patrick
in that film.
Patrick
Kate
Kilpatrick.
Mulgrew
Yep.
is in this.
Yes.
And it was directed by a Bond director.
G.A. Pearson is in it as well.
It actually has that feel. It has a
Yeah.
sort of a adventure, real high adventure feel to it, like a Bond film.
Yeah.
I like the poster, that's all I can say.
Oh, it's great fun.
So that's the dinosaurs that I was talking about.
Mhm.
And that was the figure that my kids had.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I always
I always
had
thought that
a
was
bit,
a Disney
I had
product. I was
bit
sure it was a
of-
Disney product, but I'm not entirely sure now because of what you
Well,
said.
that was confused. Always confused me because this definitely more have like
I see Jim
Will
Henson made it, but I was
Hanna-Barbera
sure he was running it.
kind of style, like the Flintstones.
Thanks, Miranda, and you take care.
Have a great evening, Miranda. But this one was very much more like the Flintstones in terms
Yeah.
of setting, even though it took part like 4 million years before Flintstones would happen.
Colin, all except one eye. She got her own back. That was one of the early Flesh comic strips. It was time traveling cowboys bringing in meat into the future, and they were hunting all the dinosaurs. And one eye got to stick to his eye to try and pry out her brain, and missed. So she had one eye, and she was an ornery type, and she would eat everything that came in front of her, especially the humans. She would destroy the robots and eat the humans. And I'm trying to remember the name of the character. It was the cowboy guy, and I can't remember. Come on, Colin, you know what one I'm talking about from Flesh. What was his character name? Because I don't want to dig out my sets to see. It would take me too long to actually go through them all to actually find it. And then they brought back Santana. Is that what was the cowboy's name? And come on, if it was it Santana? I don't think it was. But I loved this dinosaurs TV show. I loved it.
I never got into that. I just never got around to really.
I loved it.
paying
The
that much
mother
attention to
and the
that.
father. So you had a T-Rex, and I think she was a Brontosaurus or an Allosaurus.
Yeah.
And then you had the son, the daughter, and the baby are all different dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And the mother is a different. The mother of the mother is a different dinosaur as well. And the Errol's best pal was Rex, a T-Rex, and he always had problems because he had wee short hands. It was just a fun show. I loved it. I just thought it was actually,
Yeah.
considering it was guys in suits, I thought
Yep.
it was done so well.
Yeah. I'm sure it was down
Hey,
to the
I don't
writing
care
as
if it was
well.
decades ago. You're the fountain of knowledge. Certainly more than we are. Right, okay, let's have a look. 2000 AD Village. Cowboy. Right, let's see what it says. Right, there's Flesh. So what was the cowboy name? Come on. That's there. The Dino Flesh. What was the character name? And it was Pat Mills was the one of the artists on it. The turn drawn by James. The original creator Pat Mills and drawn by James Mackay. New series, so that's talking about the new one. Come on, you're talking about old One Eye, but where's the guy's name? And Profits. They don't even mention the two main characters, as in the old One Eye, and it's terrible. Because there's the figure there. That's it there. Share. There. That's it there.
Oh, that's cool.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
That's
So,
really cool.
as you can see,
I like that.
the cowboy with the old One Eye.
Oh, yeah.
He's already eaten all the other cowboys and basically after him, and he was the one that actually.
I love the
speared it.
art. I love the artwork.
The artwork was great because if you even look, no, that one. Go back to the artwork. Just look at the images of it. Right, there's some of the images, right? Because a lot of it was done in black and white.
Mm.
You can just see the bit there, the guy's just getting eaten.
Oh, the guy's inside his mouth. Oh.
In his mouth, just about to be crunched and stuff like that. And they used to do a lot of that. See, some of these icons are just tiny, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of it. So I could tell it just shows the large ones, but I'll take all sizes. Large. Puts it down a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love the artwork.
Yeah, so
Really
it's
good.
cowboys against dinosaurs. But I can't remember the character name. That's the thing. It's annoying me. It's going to annoy me now. So it means I'll have to eventually dig it out. And I can't even read that because I've not got my glasses. But I will need to find the character name because it's annoying me now. But Flesh is just a great one. So it is.
Mm. That's a new
I would
one on me.
definitely recommend that. If you like the good dinosaur one and a good cowboy western, then check the Flesh series. It was their early stuff. They did bring it back, but I would check it out and it's just fun. Just a bunch of cowboys trying to wrangle the meat. So instead of hair as steers, it's like
Yeah.
triceratops and stuff like that. And then instead of Indians, it's raptors and T-Rexes and stuff like that. It's coming in to actually try and steal. I mean, so they've taken it and just sort of twisted it round. So you've got the cowboys against the dinosaurs.
Cowboys versus dinosaurs.
And the dinosaurs are herding. They're getting herded. So you've got the carnivores ambushing the caravan, the trail, and to get the meat, and the cowboys on other dinosaurs or horses. Sometimes they're on horses, sometimes they're on dinosaurs, riding them to try and actually stop the dinosaurs getting eaten. So as if one dinosaur getting taken out of their herd is going to make that much difference. They actually spend that much time trying to kill the meat eaters. And I always thought that was crazy because it's like you've got 1,000 buffalo. If somebody wants to steal one buffalo, why would you want to spend that much energy to stop one buffalo going? Whereas you could be on a trail and one could trip and break its leg and you would have to put it down. So it's just these silly things like that. But I loved that series. It was just great.
Yeah.
And one of these days I will find Sam something. Sam, that sounds right. I just can't remember. It's not Sam Slade. There it is. So, 2008.
Oh.
Just the same idea. I need to get to the Flesh Archive. It's the Flesh Archive. Midnight Cowboy. So there's Flesh Archives that you can actually read. They do bits and pieces, videos and everything. So they're doing rebrands of it as well. So I need to keep that aside because that's Flesh Archives looks really good because that looks like a video channel as well. And then you've got more Flesh Archives. Boxing Day, that's December 26, 2016, they brought it back. But same again, you need to get a wiki article. And I'm not always keen on these wiki articles, but with things like that.
The wikis always miss something, I think.
Yeah, but sometimes that's the only time it's good when it's actually a case of character names within it. So you're usually fine with that. Flesh Book 1 Part 4, they've got information on each of it. Errol Regan, that's what it is. It's not Sam, it's Errol Regan. They're obviously taking the thing me on Ronald Reagan. And Regan is the original trail boss in charge of a herd, the herders in Book 1. He is imprisoned for his part in the destruction of the Trans Time base, but returns to the Badlands. Then you've got Claw Carver, who's an ex-trail boss, and he's get his hands bitten off by a T-Rex, and he's out to get it. So his Claw Carver has got.
There they come.
Oh, another one.
No, sadly the bot jumped in. You had a really great description. Pardon the background noise.
Yeah, Claw Carver, basically he gets his hand chewed off, so he's got a claw from a T-Rex mounted on there. Hence the reason Claw Carver. So, yeah, so at least sometimes they do tell us what we're talking about. So Claw Carver and Errol Regan are the two main characters. One of them's the bad guy. Because for some reason they didn't think dinosaurs try to eat everybody were bad guys. So they brought a human in to be a bad guy. Because he's so set in revenge, he wants to kill all dinosaurs and get all the money for himself. Wasn't that a Future Shock where a time traveller stepped off the path and trod on a butterfly? There was the Future Shock come away with some weird stuff. They did one where a guy was sleeping on a bench and the aliens landed. We have come to defeat you for your world. What? Eh? Show us your champion. Nobody's my champion, big man. I'm here myself. He says, okay, choose your game. He says, cards. He says, like, cut. And the guy, the alien cut a queen and he cut an ace. He goes, you win. And they get in the spaceship and fly away. And he goes, yes, I've saved the world. And he's saying that to people and he gets arrested and put in a loony bin. It's a Future Shock and it was just hilariously funny. It's just, they used to do things like that. Like, for instance, you just hear the voices they're in a surgery, they're in a medical bay, and they're saying the accident must have he's lost one of his eyes. We need to help. We need to get it. We've got the technology. Why don't we just even put a glass eye in? Nobody will notice the difference. And then the discussion, is it ethical without asking him because he's unconscious? Well, should we put his eye back even though it's not his real eye? Would he want to know? And it was the just discussion of that. Then they basically go, it cuts to another one, and it's the same idea. It's just and it's in a hospital bed, but you don't see faces or anything like that. It's just a discussion, and then they say, so you see the face with the bandage all over there, and they say, right, you had an accident, you lost one of your eyes, but we'll put one in as a fake one, but you won't know the difference. And we're just really sorry, but we'll return you home once we land. And the guy's going, what? Pardon? You were in an accident. We hit you by accident, but we managed to recover you, and we've fixed your eye. We'll put you back to the way you were. So we're going to just drop you off and leave, and we can only apologise. And you see the guy, he starts unknotting his eyes, and he's got 3 eyes.
Oh my God.
And the aliens turn around, and they're humanoid with 3 eyes. And he's going, what have you done to me? He says, how you look fine to me. And he's dropped off.
Yeah.
In the middle, he gets dropped off in a town. And basically, they're all in the copter at the door going, looking at him as if to say, you're an alien. But I'm not. I was in my helicopter and I get cracked. And the next thing I woke up like this. And it's the Future Shock used to do hilariously funny ones. You could just imagine an alien bumping into you thinking, oh my God, we just hit somebody. But we can repair him, don't worry, we can fix him. But he's lost an eye because they've got 3 eyes. They've got the 2 eyes and one in the centre. So what they did was they put one in because they thought they'd knocked the other one. It's definitely something. Any chance you get a chance, just the 2000 AD Future Shocks, have a look at some of them. Some of them are fun. So they are.
Yes, absolutely.
PJ, I'm going to have to, sadly, sign off shortly.
No problem, because we'll not be too long anyway, because I'm starting to flag. It's just the fact that I'm gabbing, I'm probably not noticing it as much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can actually start feeling myself flagging, and that's starting to look like Jack Daniels, that water.
Our Saturday streams have that tendency. We just go off on like
exactly. Just great fun. Just a good old chin wag about all sorts of different things.
Yeah, that's the fun part of it.
But for Wednesday we have
thank
Fred
you very
Ward.
much. Yes.
And we will be covering one of the most amazing, just have fun. It's a bit of a scary film. It's classic. It's got tough guys, bad guys. People have no clue what they're doing. And they're just thrown in it together. And it has the classic setting of a horror film. You're basically cut off from the entire world. There is no one to come to your rescue. You just have to fix it.
Well, I must say I'm a bit of a Tremors fan.
Just a wee bit. Do you have all 7 of them or something?
The Tremors complete collection, and I've got the TV shows as well. And I love the TV shows. I thought they were hilarious. So the TV shows are amazing.
I still need to find a TV show, but I've seen Tremors 1, 2, 3, and 4, I believe. There's been actually quite a few follow-ups on it.
7 of them, and they all have got Burt Ward. No, Burt Ward. It's
Fred Ward.
Michael Gross.
Yeah.
The one that played
Oh,
Bert
yeah,
Gummer.
yeah.
Bert Gummer. A wee Doug.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Okay.
A wee, what? I
For
like a wee
anyone in the
Yorkie about
chat or
myself.
panel, if you not watched Tremors, it
Oh,
is about
you're
time you
nuts
do.
if you've not watched Tremors.
Oh,
But
it's a
anyway,
wonderful movie. I
yeah,
never ever get tired of seeing Tremors. It's
no, I
brilliant.
know. The other ones are not. The Tremors 1 sets it all
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
It, they do start going downhill, but they're still entertaining enough that even if the ones that are bad, they're funny bad. They're not. I didn't watch this because it's just one of those ones. It gradually it's like a TV show that is just been on that wee bit too long. They've still got the same characters and a similar humour,
Mm-hmm.
but they're trying to put new things into it. And it just sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I love the Tremor series. I do enjoy it so much.
Yeah, it is. It's very
Our
special.
disaster area
It's
just bought the
really
Blu-ray today.
awesome.
Ah, there we go.
Right. Good night, everybody. I'm gonna.
Thank you, Ed,
Yep.
and you take care, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah. Catch you on the next one.
Have a great
Night, night.
Have a
evening,
good
Gwen.
evening. Thanks for
Take care,
joining us,
Wendy.
everyone. Bye bye.
Bye. Yeah, so there you go, Sadaku. It's only the first movie we're talking about. We will probably mention other things that Fred Ward has done. But
Well, we might
for
we're into the area where Kevin Bacon came into, and the fact that even the extras, they actually
Yoshi,
did more stuff later on or even before,
yeah,
which is why they were picked to be in Tremors. But no, Tremors is an amazing. I would actually argue it still holds up to today.
Yes, true.
But now that people have had a reboot of Dune, oh, it's just like a sandworm. It's like, no,
yeah.
the tremor worms are not like
No,
a
they're
sandworm.
nothing like the sandworms. Nothing.
I know.
But I have a feeling a lot of people would go and say, oh, it's just like a sandworm. No,
Yeah, it's just
they're
like
not.
doing. Yeah, it's just like doing that. Jurassic Park is just like Godzilla.
No, no.
Yeah, exactly. It's just basically though there's a big monster in it. Aye, big monster in Godzilla as well. Just to make them similar types. They're just basically are no relation. Sadaku, I'll put the link in the description of this one as well. So well. So to send me, if you want me to put a particular link in, let me know, and I'll do that. So send it to me either in the Twitter or in Discord, and I'll put the link in the channel for accessing, so people can actually how to access yours. Because you've got a link to your YouTube page, I'll even put a link to that if you want. So let us know how you want it done, and I'll do it in the description of this. Okay.
Yeah,
Right, actually,
so
I'm going to go and hunt tobacco.
I'm just getting to the level of where when is. I'll be
I know.
flagging
I'm going to be
ish,
going shortly as well.
but
Yeah.
I will be restarting Defiance throughout the evening and for the majority of tomorrow, because I have the first, second, and third season. I will just be binge
I've
watching.
got a hold of it. I've watched about the first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes is not even actually goes, here, you're in. I'm just sitting there thinking, I want to actually start watching something new that I might like or might not like, when I can just go, jack of all trades, I think I want to watch this. Tremors, I think I want to watch this. And that's the problem with
I
me
will
nowadays.
say neither plus or minus for it. For me, Defiance, all 3 seasons holds it. It holds the line. story, political intrigue, people killed, dangers. You have a sense of fear. You have a sense of epic adventure. You have all of it in there.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you got bored 10 minutes in, don't
I
watch
got
it.
bored 10 minutes in, and the simple
Yeah,
fact is, I
don't
think
watch it.
I think it's just the fact is, do you really want to get into something that's political intrigue and all that? When truthfully, I just want to laugh and I want to see space fights. I just want to see entertainment. I don't want to actually sit. If I don't catch something and I skip 2 minutes, that the rest of the story doesn't make any sense to me. I think I'm just jaded with the, oh look, these people are being politically intriguing. You didn't know what it is
Well,
unless you paid attention to 4 hours ago and two previous episodes, so you don't
I'll
understand it.
give you this. Defiance was one of the last big TV shows to come out before the 2022 agenda, if you want to put it like that. It dares go places, but you said you watched 10 minutes, you're not interested, fine.
I watched a bit.
I will unsubscribe to you because
No
I
problem.
have to.
Okay, no
I will
problem.
have to
No, I watched it right up
resubscribe.
until the bit. See with the bit where they're all they built the statue. I don't even. It might have been a wee bit longer, 10 minutes, but they built the statue, and the guy sitting there, and his mum and dad, and his dad stands up, and they all boo him, and then the other guy stands up because he's the mine owner, and they all cheer him. And it's a case of what was the point? To me, I'd be sitting there thinking, what the hell's the point in me actually giving money to them if they treat me like that? I would just say, quickies, I'm not giving you any more money. That's how I would do it. So he's meant to be. You're meant. The fact that they're booing him is meant to make you think, oh, he's the bad guy. But I would turn around and say, I wouldn't actually. I wouldn't care if I put money up and they still do that. Then yeah, I'm a bad guy. Fuckies all. So I've probably come in with a different attitude. And then you see the son going like that, just looks at the girl, and the girl looks
And
back and smiles,
you
and
see,
then the brothers go,
all the things you described to
that's to
me
me, just
are
that's,
absolutely valid, but
but they piss me off,
and I
and that just, to
cannot
me,
even
it's the typical,
I cannot even give the explanation because I will ruin or taint your desire to watch this.
yes, but to me, that's
But
so if that was a black couple and a white couple, a white family, and the black boy looks at the daughter, and the girl did, and then the father did that. That's what they're implying.
Exactly,
It just
but
shows the prejudice,
there are
and I just don't like
massive
that. They're
difference.
basically turning around and saying, "See, look, there's even amongst aliens, there's." And I just don't want to even watch that.
But
So that's why I
that
switched
is
off.
part of what they're playing at because
Yeah, and that's why I just basically stepped away from it because
I
I
can't
have
even.
watched it.
If I tell you, I will spoil it.
No, but see, the thing is, I can watch the last 10 minutes or something and still go back to the beginning. Hence the reason why I've got DVDs that I can rewatch multiple times and still love. So tell me once we've shut the screen down so nobody else gets a spoiler. But in effect,
You watched 10 minutes. You didn't like it. Perfectly happy.
right.
I just think the reason you stepped out
Right.
is
Sadako,
not
I'm
the
just putting
reason
this in just
I
now.
loved it.
That's a link to Sadaku's channel right there. Okay. And I'll put a link in the chat, in the description, and I'll put a link to the Auton Factory in as well. So yes. So I wasn't just sort of stinging you. I was actually listening, but it was just a case of. But I got to that point and I thought, really, I really want to care about someone or not care about something when I can't, even in the first 10 minutes, I can't even be bothered actually liking any of them. I dislike them all. And if I dislike all the characters, there's nobody to actually go, I want to see what happens with them.
It's not for you then.
Exactly.
It is not for you. I love it. You go,
And that's the thing.
nothing here. I'm just going, okay, fine.
There you go. Colin's in episode 4 of season 1. And he's like,
I hope, Colin, that you get back into it because it has good story arc, it has amazing character and all that. But just like PJ said, if you don't get interested 10 minutes into the first episode, why do you watch it? And I'm the same with a lot of the news shows.
You look
I
at
watch 10 minutes. And
you
it's
look
like,
at Tremors.
Yep.
I love the TV show, and I know a lot of people hate the TV show, and I think, oh, well, did you watch it? Well, I watched a wee bit, but it just seemed like taking the piss out of it. And I thought, well, at least you gave it a try. You did not like it. You can criticise it all you want, because at least you gave it a try. If you didn't watch it and criticise it, then whereas it's the same with me with Doctor Who. That's why most of the time I usually just go, no point asking me because I don't watch it. Would I watch it again? No, because of too much I've seen in the past that I didn't see the point in it. And every time they change something, make it unbearable, I'm not going to give them a chance just to actually, so I could go, the same shit again. So what's the point? So that's why when a lot of people are actually chatting or talking about things, I'll throw in a wee snide mark, things like, what should you call it if they do a reboot instead of a continuation? So if it's not a regeneration into the 14th Doctor and they just do a reboot and make him the first Doctor again and from a different alternative universe, and so it's Doctor Who, but it's a new Doctor and there's no baggage, and this is the first Doctor, the first incarnation of the Doctor, so he's the first Doctor from a different timeline, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh yeah. So they say, right, so what should we call it? We can't call it New Who because it's been 20 years or 15 years or 17 years or whatever it is, 2005, so 17 years. So you can't call this new branding New Who because you've got New Who. Do you call it New Who, or do we just call it Doctor Who? And then somebody says, I call it Shite Who, and I thought, I'll call it Who. Sounds okay to me. And basically, so it was a snappy comment because in effect, the rest of it meant zero to me. And I understand people like it, I understand people hate it, and I understand people like it up to a certain point. I don't even say I say I'm not old on classic, so I call everything I like classic. But when I come to Doctor Who, I'm watching Doctor Who. I'm not watching classic Who. I'm watching Doctor Who. It just so happens everything I want is classic. So I don't class the New Who as Doctor Who. Just to me, if I had my way, it would have finished with Survival with Sylvester McCoy. The reason it finishes with Paul McGann is because Sylvester McCoy stepped outside the TARDIS and gets shot. That's the only reason there's a link there. And I don't care about the links that they put in after the fact. The fact is, Christopher Eccleston started off by already being regenerated and running. There is no connection. So the fact is, later on, they try and build a connection in. I don't care because the connection didn't happen for me. So I'm okay with that. Doctor Who is another. There you go. So you've got Doctor Who, you've got New Who, and you've got Doctor New. You see what I mean? So that's why a lot of the times when somebody asks me my opinion on it, I literally just do not care. It's not that I don't care about Doctor Who. I do. I just don't care about the current situation of Doctor Who.
I've been stuck on mute because there's been a lot of motorcycles riding across the streets from outside my balcony. But no, I agree with you. Something as epic as Doctor Who that has established lore and everything, it needs a balance. It needs to something. It's like, okay, it is time to hand over the torch. It can't just be simple. It has to actually carry something with it.
John,
Which it did early on. Yeah.
Because continuity is important. I'll think on that.
But even if you take Doctor Who, which is very what was this actually called? The time is actually running on a string. So this doctor, that doctor, this doctor, that doctor, this doctor, that doctor, it is following along, but they can bounce back and forth, but this part on the timeline is where they exist. But yeah, they can jump back or
Jesus.
jump forward, which is where I like Star Trek.
See, told you, as soon as we seem to talk about Doctor Who, we get the porno stuff. As soon as we talk about something, I don't know why. It's like, we just get it. It's just a load of junk. No matter how many times I block it, it just pops up again.
I mean, just imagine your average Doctor Who geek trying to like, hey, I got me and one other, and we're just chatting. There's like 3 listeners, and suddenly there's like 5 bots just jumping in, just going bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. But it's absolutely crazy. And because I've not got actually YouTube actually running on any of the other Windows, I need to fire it up because I can report it better. So I can. Right. So
I mean, I don't mind the bots. We get the extra views, the extra clicks, extra stats,
yes,
and everything.
but it's annoying.
Yeah.
So there you go. I can go in here and actually block them properly, report them, and it actually bounces them all. So if I do that, but I closed all these windows because it stopped. Just basically, it's just so annoying. The thing is, it's all multiples. It's different ones. So you block
It's
one.
different ones kind of under the same similar name. But
Yes.
before you go on with that, I will say, Colin, ping me the stream for Monday evening. That sounds really interesting.
What's that one?
I might be explaining why it's an archery sign on the stream Monday evening.
I need to be very careful.
And it is coming after Sadako saying that we have a lot of dirty gardening tools joining our streams.
Clean up those gardening tools.
What? Shears, scissor, bushwhacker. Geez, I'm actually trying to think of something that is not a rake.
A hoe.
Called, exactly. But I think it is.
See the trial of a Time Lord. See this here, just at my ear. See that box there?
Yeah.
That's my VCR collection of Trial of a Time Lord. So it is just that box there. That's my Trial of a Time Lord VCR collection.
Looks nice.
So yeah,
I need to get my shelves sorted. I'm still looking so I can get some proper ones, but I will still. I have to probably bow out now because
same here. We're going to finish anyway.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, lads and lassies, gingers, oldies, whatever. Shh! Don't whisper.
We hunting.
Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to go now. Go to my bed. I'm not up to this. I'm just going to go and cuddle this water and go to my bed because I'm not in the greatest of health still. So thank you for joining us and letting us just gab. So in the link to this video, I'll put the link to Sadaku's, and again, I know I put it in the chat. I'll put it in the link to this one, and I'll put a link to his Auto Factory website as well. So, thank you, Jim. Alex, thank you again for joining us and having fun. Remember, ladies and gents, to like, share, and subscribe. I've been told I still don't do that enough. Get the advertising out there. We're at 177, climbing slowly. And remember, we will be back on Wednesday for our Tremors. And I'm hoping to do a nice wee intro for it. Not as good as the intro you used to did, but a wee intro nonetheless. So
we're going to come up with something, aren't we, Jim? We're going to come up with something.
Well, we
But
can,
I can send you what I've already got. I'll send you that in the next 5 minutes. I'll put it as a private link just to check to see if it's been hit. But I was going to edit it a wee bit more. But I can send you it so you can see what I've done. So, ladies and gents, boys and girls, lads and lassies, all those who tick the boxes, don't tick the boxes, check the box, think outside the box, and don't really care. Thank you for joining us all tonight for more fun. And remember, I'm not old, I'm classic. Me and the
No,
guys.
we're